going on, everybody? Welcome back to Wolfpack Wednesday with my friends EvilSneaker, Brick, Artemis, and DLO The Collector. It's hump day, which means you get us for a couple hours tonight talking 6-scale figures, talking InArt teasers, talking anything you guys want to know. Let us know in the comments below. Also, tonight we're doing Overreaction Wednesday, which is a new topic we trialed last week. It was a lot of fun. We're going to bring Brick, Artemis into it tonight. And just because there's not a lot of like releases or announcements, it doesn't mean there's not a lot of fun stuff to talk about, to babble about, to like we're really good friends, and in our chat sometimes we like to kind of banter about stuff. So there's gonna be a lot of good banter tonight. Yeah. But before we do that, before we get into the chat, I got something for each and every one of you guys. It's right here, and it's a 2 sweet. What's going on? Sneaker, how you doing, my friend?
Dude. Honestly, great and not great at the same time. But I will say, for all you naysayers out there, I watched BVS and Justice League in the same day. Okay, 7 hours worth of my time. Greatly enjoyed them both.
Yeah, you didn't regret it, so that's
now
awesome.
I want all the figures, but just wanted to put that out there that I watched the movies because I know I got a lot of hate.
We're really proud of
I
you.
didn't
That's
see
a big
BVS.
step. That's a big step.
It's a big step. Big step.
2 more movies, and then you can do our Batman.
There we go.
Rating.
Yep.
Our rating of the Batman films.
Yep. There's some more stuff. I might actually watch some stuff tomorrow because, like I said, you know, I was feeling a little bit under the weather at the end of last week and still battling through some of that. But here tonight, excited to chat with you guys. Gonna be fun.
All right. Good. Brick, you look different. You're are you in a different house? You just move things around? You move houses? What's going on there?
It looks like crap. I got to go back to the old look, but I try to switch it up a little bit. You know, and once you finally turn it on, you don't realize what it's showing until you get into StreamYard, and you realize that not everything that you want to show behind you is showing, and then you want to move your desk out and change up your mic and all last minute stuff. So definitely got to figure this out. So pardon me tonight, but I do got the ghost face shirt on.
There you go. Yeah, it's Halloween. Or it's October now. So
yeah, it's October. So got to get pumped for that. And let's have a good show.
Yeah, man.
I did not spend 7 hours watching Batman and Superman. But
it's too bad for you.
Rick, I'm gonna remove you for
7 years ago when he was supposed to. Good job.
Okay, bye.
No, okay, D'Lo, I'm gonna remove you for a minute. There now you guys are facing each other. It looks better.
Yeah.
It's
good.
It's good stuff. So
We don't look like we hate each other.
right.
Yeah, our backs were against each other. Like I'm not talking to him right now.
D'Lo, I know it's been a tough week for your football team, but outside of that, how have you been?
I mean, what a like loaded jerk kind of question to start off with there. We're doing fine. My team is doing fine. We're going to be okay. All right. We're still making the playoffs. I'm not worried. If not, we'll at least get the number 1 pick. And that's just
what?
good.
Wow.
We're still
Yeah, we'll make the playoffs. We'll make the
No,
playoffs.
no.
Sorry.
The Cowboys
True fan here. I'm a believer.
losing every
We'll be
game, or
fine.
No, you got to be a believer. That's
Yeah.
all good and sacred. So we're happy about that.
But on to the
like-
topic stuff here. I'm excited about the topics we're going to talk about, not my football team. So thank you. Also, if you guys want to know, I'm time for number 1 with this guy up here for number 1 in our fantasy football league. So
I guess you just
Feeling
beat
strong.
him yesterday.
what happened? Oh, that's right.
By 1 point.
Shout out
Thanks,
to
Justin
Blake
Herbert.
with
Game
the
his first
Thanks,
loss.
Chris Olave.
Last point.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Javonte Williams.
Yeah. Oh, and Sneaker got blown out by Wolf Oxification.
I got absolutely obliterated. Don't talk about it.
Demolished. He was quiet. I was
Yes.
like, no,
Yes.
we're going to shout him out.
Thank you for that, D-Lo.
The world needed to know. You're welcome.
Well,
That
if
was
our
my worst
topics
game of the
were a football team, they would definitely be making the playoffs. It's going to be that good tonight. But it is October, so it's Halloween month, so things are going to start to get a little spooky around here. We are also doing a special Halloween show on Halloween night. So I want you guys to pin that in your calendars. We're doing Wolfpack Wednesday, but it's a special Halloween edition. So it's going to be on that Tuesday night, not Wednesday night. That's the last week in October. It's the 31st, obviously. So come hang out with us. We're going to be dressing in costume. We're going to be having some fun Halloween / Hot Toys games and topics, obviously. So, yeah, we're all still deciding what we're going to dress as. But, yeah, let the festivities begin. I'm really excited for that. And having said that, let's just see who's in the chat. We got 34 in the house so far. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like button on your way in, would appreciate that so much. Eddie Rodriguez, good evening, folks. Thank you for being here. We have channel member EvilSneaker, of course, followed by Primetime Reviews. My good friend Brandon, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Also a channel member. And we have Action in the Box. Hello, friends. Too Sweet to You. Another channel member. Cylon. Evening, everyone. Glad to be here as always. Glad to have you. Thank you so much. Mad Planet 23. Hello. Doc Bat. Always good to see you, my friend. We got the Ben Thomas Show. What's going on? How are you, my friend? Daniel, hello. Universal Key, thank you for being here. Christian Cooper, how are you doing? Good, sir. Brick Artemis is ready to go. Gambit, another channel member. Hello, sir. Gentlemen, he says. Let's see here. They call me Queso Blanco. Someone bring an extinguisher because Brick's showing off the heat with the best Star Wars figure. Hoth Luke. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Jazzy, hello. Thank you for being here. Chris, how's everybody doing today? Doing good. Yeah, ready for a great show. What's your favorite scary movie? Let's take a minute to answer that one. Anybody want to go first while I'm thinking?
I'd
Yeah,
say.
go.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Go.
Child's Play. Chucky creeps me out.
Classic.
Creeps me out.
Classic.
I'd say
me out.
I'd say original. The original Halloween is probably my favorite all time.
Okay. Very nice.
Bob's got a lot here. Brick Bob.
Man, I'll just go with a series and Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah, Halloween's.
If I say a movie, I'm gonna be like, I like this one and that one and this one.
We don't watch a whole lot of scary movies anymore now that we have kids, but Insidious was always one of my favorite. Insidious 1 and 2, and then Trick or Treat. You guys ever watch that one with
Oh, yeah.
Sam?
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
No, I need to
those-
watch that. There's a lot of
Like
haven't
4
seen.
parts in one, or 4 stories in one. When I first saw it, I thought it was like a garbage movie, but then you watch it again and you're like, actually, this is actually pretty cool. It's almost like a cult classic type of thing. So
Yeah.
Halloween movies, though. Now, if we just talk Halloween, though, like it doesn't have to be scary. You guys got any like favorite Halloween movies that you just love to watch?
Hubie's Halloween.
Hubie Halloween is
Classic.
good.
Every
It's
year
like
we watch
instant
Hubie's Halloween.
classic.
Every year we watch it now
Good movie.
since it came out.
Would you
I'd say
consider
Monster
Hocus-
House. That's up there.
Wife loves that one. Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus? Yep, we watched that one quite a bit. Nightmare Before Christmas, kind of double dip in there.
That's Christmas.
Halloween
movie.
Town.
Doesn't count.
Halloween Town on Disney when I was growing up.
Oh,
like,
dude,
that was a
Halloween Town
classic.
is the
Oh
shit.
my gosh, that was a classic
love that
movie
movie.
growing up.
The first 2 are great.
Yeah, but I'd say Hubie. Is it Hubie's Halloween?
I
Hubie
think
Halloween.
it's Hubie.
Hubie Halloween. Yeah, that's
like
my
Monster
that's
House?
like
Hey,
the go-to
Hubie.
right
It's
Yeah.
Hubie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can remember if it's Hubie's or Hubie, but yeah, Hubie Halloween is that movie's great.
Adam's Family, anybody?
Oh yeah. Casper.
Casper's a good one. Edward Scissorhands, that's considered Halloween, right? Kind of
I
goes
consider
into
it Christmas more so. But
More so
I like Sleepy
Christmas.
Hollow. Now you bring that one up.
Sleepy
That's a good one.
Hollow is a good one, and I've watched the hell out of
That's a
that
good
movie. I was gonna watch that with my kids, and we watched the preview, and I'm like, this probably isn't a good idea. You got the Headless Horseman running around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see it
Good
again,
idea.
but not yet. So, all good
Stranger
movies.
Things season 2. Huh?
Stranger Things is good, yeah. Jazzy's giving Rob the rub. He says, "You Detoffs, LOL." Come on, Detoffs have good presence as well. Striker
Yeah,
in the
um,
house. How's it going, everyone? Who's ready for Scarlet Witch tomorrow? Scarlet Witch War. I know all 4 of us are going to be trying to go for her.
Good luck,
I
Striker.
don't know if
You're
I'll
going
have the
down.
opportunity though, because I'm supposed to be starting a meeting at that time. So we'll see. I might have like 5 minutes if I can get in right away and get her. Then good. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to give up. Right away on that one. You guys excited? You guys have any special things you're doing like in preparation, or like just out of like hoping you'll have good luck, like superstition, like anything you guys are doing? Like, I know it's kind of that lottery again, but like getting on earlier or setting? Like, is there anything you guys are doing special? I guess, or are you just gonna go in at 11 or whatever time, noon Eastern, and just go for it?
That's exactly what my plan is. I'm just going to go in.
I'm just going to go on a couple minutes early and whatever.
I have no faith.
Based on how the last ones went, just be in there on time. When
Or not.
starts.
I will be
not.
number
Come in a couple minutes
3,000.
late and you might still get it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it
Then
pays
they're
to
gonna
go
reshuffle.
early, you know?
They'll
Yeah.
reshuffle.
I don't think it does. I think everybody gets in, then they shuffle it right when
It's
the
just a
launch
random
time.
number, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's depressing, but at the same time, it is what it is. Tighter FL, what's going on, everybody? Hey, sir. Good old Spotchka, another channel member. Hello, what's up? Thank you for being here. 1-6 enthusiast. Good evening, everyone. Hello, welcome. Yeah, Hoth Luke does look great in Brick's background.
Thank you guys. Even though it's in a DTOF, I got
Nor if it's positive or negative, you're still getting a lot of attention there. So
I am
very good.
Got my Maji cases back.
That's what Star Wars does.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Christian got my light side Anakin on its way. So
Dude,
hyped.
congrats.
Congrats. Yeah, that's awesome. Doc Bat says, guys, who got comic Iron Man today? Not I. Brick, you were talking about you liked that one.
I do. I actually like it a lot, but I was busy and couldn't go for it. So yeah.
So none.
Missed out.
Nobody here.
You'll have a
nobody.
chance. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. I am on the wait list, so it'll pop open in a couple months.
We'll convert tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah.
What's up, Andreas? Good to see you. AZ Figs, thanks for being here. Good old Spotch collects Halloween 2018. Jazzy says Hereditary. Oh, you know what? It is a really good movie. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
good
Great
one
one.
too. The original's great, but I also like the first of the new one as well. The second one where the kids grew up. wasn't
I
as
like
good
that
for
one
me.
too. That one's pretty decent.
I'm a big
That's
fan
good.
of Rob Zombie films too. So I like the
Yeah.
Rob Zombie Halloween. They're like really graphic.
We got Texas Finest in the house. What's going on? Yeah, he says just wing it. Yeah, Gambit says I'm teaching at 11. Yeah, it's tough for me too. Like, I'm usually pretty flexible with my schedule. Like, usually driving a lot or going into different buildings, so kind of like can just take a step aside and do it. But I literally have to step in with a meeting with my boss's boss tomorrow at like 11. So can't be late. Got to be there, and I'll be kind of driving on the way. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I love Halloween 2018 as well. Well, good to have everybody here. Good to finally be in October. Up here in Wisconsin, the leaves are changing. The weather's actually been hot. It's been like 75, 80, but I think Friday it's supposed to kind of cool down to like 60. So we're really going to feel that cooler weather. The days are getting shorter, but you just have that fall feeling. Football's here, and you got everybody's Halloween decorations out. So it's a really cool time to just enjoy Halloween and obviously enjoy some of these figures. So the first thing, though, that I want to talk about before we get into the figures from InArt Festival, or the festival that InArt was at, Ahsoka, the finale, thoughts and reactions. We don't have to spend a ton of time on here. And I know maybe some of you haven't watched, so maybe just plug your ears for a little bit. And we'll try to keep it spoiler free. But, we can never promise a slip up or anything. So, Sneaker, you're the biggest... I'm not going to say that. You're the most knowledgeable Star Wars fan.
Whoa,
here.
wow. What a compliment.
So, what were your thoughts
Out
on
of
this
us
final
four.
episode? Because I know that it was a little bit divisive. There's some people that probably love it, some people that hate it. Well, what'd you think? What were your reactions?
Yeah, I thought it was spectacular, honestly, for me. I thought it was a great episode. Honestly, as far as the episode goes, though, it kind of like opened up more doors than it shut. There's a lot of unanswered questions that the episode created, but I really liked what they did with the episode. I liked the direction that they decided to go with a lot of the plot line. I'm excited for whatever comes next. I hope they do a season 2. I guess we don't really know if that's going to happen or if this is just going to lead into the movie that Filoni's going to eventually do. I hope they do a season 2 because I don't feel like they're going to have enough time in one film. If you have a 2.5-3 hour movie, it's not going to be enough time to get through everything. So hopefully they do a season 2. But yeah, overall, without getting too much into it, yeah, I really enjoyed the episode.
How about you, Brick?
I thought it was really good. I don't think it was perfect by any means, but I had a lot of fun watching the finale. If we're just talking finale, overall, I thought the show was great. And but yeah, I left a lot open. I think there's a lot of answers or questions to be answered, and I'm a little worried about that, especially with this writer's strike and not knowing when the movie's actually going to come out, if it gets delayed, and if they even announce that there'll be a season 2. Is it going to be 2025 or 2026? Like, what's going to happen? How long we're going to have to wait? So that makes me a little annoyed too. But I know it's not necessarily their fault. So, but yeah, really good episode, and looking forward to seeing more. Brought me back into Star Wars, so let's go.
Yeah. What about you, DLO?
It was underwhelming. We talked about this earlier, guys, and obviously I'm the only one that felt this way. So naturally,
No, that's not true. No,
But-
I thought you both had great points.
No, but I guess I should probably bring up why I thought it was underwhelming there. I'm not into animation as much as Steve is over here, so he knows that like the back of his hand. I'm learning it, so I haven't had a chance to like get through all of it, and I haven't watched it over multiple times to pick every little thing of it there. And I felt like the finale was really more like if you know, then you were excited, you were happy how the episode go. For someone who doesn't understand every little Easter egg that was in that particular episode, I was left like, that's it. That's all we get. So, and it's fine. I mean, I think it's at this stage here, it's either you're in on the whole Rebel stuff, and, you've caught up and you're excited about, how it's moving forward, or you're catching up, you're still having questions. I had to look up like a spoiler review just to figure out like what were some of the things, because I was left waiting like, what was that ending? I don't get it. What's so great about
Man in the Mountain?
Yeah, what was that all about?
What was
So
Valen
I had to do homework
Yeah.
basically after the episode, which I don't like to do. I like to just know what I'm watching and feel like I'm in it when it's going on. But it's fine. I mean, overall, it's a solid episode. I think once I get a chance to like really like dive deep in it, because now that it's over, I can watch it over again. And while I'm finishing Rebels, I can probably pick up on more stuff I probably missed my first watch. So it like I said, right now for me, underwhelming because I'm not 100% into everything or know everything that there is to know. But once I get caught up, I'm sure I'm gonna like it as much as maybe Steve. Maybe not as much as Steve, because Steve is hard to like it as much as Steve. But I will enjoy it more than I enjoyed it the first time. Best episode ever, guys. You're crazy.
I never said that. I didn't say it was the best episode ever, and I never said you were crazy. Don't put words into my mouth.
I was kind of leaning Graham into using that soundbite.
Can I say one thing though?
You're crazy.
You're crazy, man, but that's all right.
Can I
Eating
say
Yeah,
one
I
more
didn't
thing?
have that ready at all. So
Ugh.
Then I got something to say after Brick says something.
Mother of God.
I mean, I'll take it, I
The,
guess. Whatever. Thanks.
I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate, but the lightsaber choreography was very lackluster in this, especially this episode. I felt like all they were doing was this to block, freaking
Twirlies.
blasters.
Twirlies.
Like that's all they were doing. They weren't attacking like really fast or doing anything special or quick. It was all just. I was very happy when there was a trooper's head that popped off. I was like, finally, some actual action and not just like a hitting a piece of metal thing. So that was nice, but it just felt like a lot of that, and we could have done something different. But
yeah, I'll say as a series, as a season 1 series, it was a lot of fun to watch overall. There were some really good moments, and I think I enjoyed it probably as much as like a Mando season 1 or season 2. Like I think it was a lot better than Book of Boba, Mando season 3. So I think they're on to something good. I mean, was it a perfect A+? No, but it was very solid. So very much enjoyed it. But really quick, got a super chat from William Cote. Go Cowboys, he says. Now I know that's probably a typo, but we appreciate him trying here and misspelling Packers a little bit, but that's okay. You can try again. Just super chat me again. Just say go Packers.
Cody's a Broncos fan, so it's okay. Could be worse.
Yeah.
Could be a
No,
Broncos
but thank you for the super chat. He was also asking me, when are we doing the Neo Pixel lightsaber giveaway? Because I wanted to do it by the end of September, but I also wanted like around 10 or so channel members at least. Right now we're sitting at 9. So I did tell him, hey, I want a couple more just to make this thing a little bit more interesting. Obviously, he didn't like that because he wants his odds to be like 100%. But
Heck yeah.
So yeah, consider being a channel member. Basically like a $4 entry to win an Ahsoka SE NeoPixel lightsaber. So consider doing that. I did review it on my channel too, so you can check it out. It's pretty cool. So yeah, we're gonna do that maybe around Halloween. Maybe we can get a couple more, and then we'll push it to like Halloween time, and that'll be like a giveaway that we can do on here as well. So thank you again for the super chat, my friend. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Neilorific in the house, better late than never. Oh no, you're just on time. We're just digging into it. We're getting through our greetings and our opening talk, but we're getting there. But Queso Blanco says he's with you, DLO. The biggest problem with this show is that none of the emotional moments pay off. As a viewer, you haven't seen the cartoons. If you've seen all the media, it still didn't hit. I've seen all the media and it still didn't hit. We got Nick Bachman in the house. What's going on, my friend? Thank you for being here. Miami's Nemesis, what is up? Too sweet to you. Tristan Ryan, hello. The real question is, where are the Ahsoka figures? Chopper and Sabine is all we have gotten so far. Yeah, that's quite interesting. I think it'll come this fall yet. I think they're gonna maybe space it out a little bit. I'm not sure.
Whoa.
I'm not sure exactly why,
They'll come
but
with time.
yeah, I think it's just one of those things. They're not going to drop them all at the same time. I think it's just going to come like between now and like 5 months down the road, and we'll
I
start
could see
getting
maybe
more.
after Christmas time, while they just have all the holiday hype of buying everything that's going to be coming out.
Right.
Do
Well,
you
look at
think
that,
the
my-
numbers? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Graham.
Go
I
ahead.
was just asking, like, do you think now that the show is wrapped up that we're gonna get all the figures that we were thinking we're gonna get?
I think
think
Ahsoka
we're
and
gonna get a
Thrawn
lot.
for sure. I think Hera probably, since they teased her. Hu Yang, I'm not so sure about, but I don't see Shin or Balin coming anytime soon.
Ooh.
I think we're going to see Shin and
Controversial.
Balin. I think we'll see him at some point, because if Hasbro can do him for the Black Series, that means that the licensing for their the likeness is available. So if they were to do it, if Hasbro's able to do it, I would think that hopefully Hot Toys would have a shot at being able to do it. You know, so
Sure.
But I guess we'll see. I don't know.
It's just Hot Toys doesn't usually focus a lot on the villains, you know? So there's always more superheroes or good guys
people.
than there are as opposed to the villains. So I don't know. I got William on my ass now. So so Nick Bachman, hey, congrats to Nick Bachman for taking the plunge and becoming a
There you
member
go.
of
Congrats,
the
buddy.
Watch. Congrats to you,
Good
and
to
thank
you.
you so much. Appreciate that. So you've unlocked some perks, which would be some of the emojis, obviously, you know, priority to responding to comments, shout out to the videos. So I got to redo that again, which I love doing. So you will be getting a shout out on every one of my videos. And yeah, William says you got 10 members. Giveaway. Been a member for a month too. Congrats, William. That's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah, you guys are earning your badges too. You get to earn those cool badges. So yeah, it's all good stuff. Yeah, Tristan says if we don't get Shin, I riot. I
I'm
could
with you.
see her. She's probably got a higher percentage of coming than opposed to Balin or a Morgan.
What?
Morgan would be cool now that she kind of like, you know,
Give her that.
I
Dude,
don't wanna
Balin would
spoil
definitely come
anything,
before Shin. I'm sorry. No way.
I feel like
No
if
way
they
we
do
get
Shin
Balin,
before
if
Balin.
I
if
think
they
that's
do
a
Balin
slippery
or Shin, you
slope.
have to do both. You cannot
They'll
just
do
do
them
one or
both.
the
No,
other.
this is Hot Toys we're talking about. There's almost
but you just
now that we're
have
talking
to.
about it, it's almost a guarantee that we'll get one
they'll-
but not the other.
yeah.
Right.
I think another thing
Oh,
with this show
I think
is
they'll
like there's
announce
not
them
that
first.
there aren't that many figures that they need to announce. Like there aren't a ton of characters for season 1 that would be,
You got the troopers too, though.
yeah,
I mean,
if
you're
they
gonna
do
probably
a
have to do a
trooper.
trooper.
which would be easy for them to do.
Which
You
is
put some
definitely
red
you're at least
bands
gonna get
around.
one. That's
Did you
a
guys see the
guarantee, at
Death
least one
Trooper? That was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, beating ass.
I don't know, man. So who do you think is a priority though? Like if we're talking
Thrawn.
about like figures. Well, obviously, Thrawn's
Other-
a given there.
Ahsoka,
Hera.
Thrawn, and
I mean,
Fire.
Hera.
Yep. Ahsoka, Thrawn, Hera. Hera's coming. That's gonna happen, obviously, with the chopper tease. There's no way
Yeah.
they don't do it.
That should have been a
Ezra,
two-pack, in my
Ezra's a
opinion.
Ezra's a
And-
safe
and
Ezra's a
Ewing.
safe bet as well.
See, I don't think we get Ezra. I don't think we get
Ezra.
this version of him.
Not yet.
Ooh.
I don't. Sorry to burst your
I think
bubble.
we get Huang. Am I saying that right? Before Ezra,
Wu-Tang.
for sure.
Hu Yang.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
Hu Yang.
Wu-Tang.
I feel like if we don't get Ezra, we're gonna see him later on, anyways. Like he'll probably end up coming out eventually, maybe not
I
for the
agree.
show, which would be
Season
fun.
two.
Which would be
Maybe
fun.
from like the movie or
which would be totally
season
fine.
2 or something.
Honestly, I wouldn't even want him unless like he was more of like the more closer to the look he had back in Rebels. You know, like more of that cleaned
He'll
up
probably
Jedi look
he
had there.
probably will get cleaned up.
I don't
next time
want
we see him.
Jesus, the Jesus version of him. You know what I mean?
Jesus, yeah.
The only one I'll get is Obi-Wan of that. That's it.
Nah. Yeah. The baby or what?
Fair enough.
The what? The baby?
Yeah, the baby.
No, Obi-Wan.
Baby
yeah,
Jesus?
Baby.
No, I know. I'm just it's both.
Too much.
Yeah,
I'm ruining
I
it.
think this show will do well enough though that there's going to be a lot more figures coming. I just don't know if they're going to do everything
At once.
I mean,
Or you don't think
how
everything
often do
ever
they really do everything? You know, it's
But they don't have a. I just feel like
Mandalorian,
compared
though,
to
they went
Mando,
crazy.
Mando has like 30 plus
Mando
figures.
went nuts.
Like Ahsoka does not even like. There's what 10 maybe that they would even if they did the majority of them, you wouldn't even be anywhere close to that.
But
You'd be around 10.
If you take a deep dive on the Mando line, it's a bunch of reissued parts, reused parts.
Yeah.
There. Mandalorian helmets, all Boba Fett helmets. You know, the armors, etc.
point.
There. You know, the body for the armor was like reused 1, 2, 3 times between armor, Bo-Katan, and Casca Reef so far in counting. So, you know, it's an easier move for them because it's not cost them extra money. If you do like a Shin, you do a Balin, you do a hair, those are all new head sculpts. Those are all different kinds of costumes there. So I mean, it adds up in R&D for these guys. And
The Hera's going to be a new body too.
Oh, yeah.
maybe you would like that, wouldn't you? But you know,
pervert.
Yes, sir.
he modified. Yeah, he's like,
Yes,
yeah, but yeah. Anyway, he lost the track.
Am I
The point is,
wrong?
like, it's an easier line for them to do because they're using a lot of the parts over again. Whereas like this one, it's gonna, even though they're not many, there's so many intricate looking characters that, you know, you can't reuse like Ahsoka's head for hair or something like that. It's too different. So you know, it's gonna come down to money and want from the customer. If we don't show that we are willing to buy that one there with the next couple ones, then I think there will be a couple that are on the chopping block that are possibilities, but are going to depend on how well the other ones sell first.
Gotcha. I
Sure.
agree with that. It's a good take. Anything else before we kind of move on to the InArt stuff?
Let's get started.
All right, so let's bring this up here. Let's see. I think we're going to cheat off of Justin's collection here a little bit. So want to give props to him for being there shooting this footage, and we're just going to borrow it from him. But if you want to see, you know, him actually talking about the figures or, you know, this video, you know, go to his channel and check it out. But he was there showing some sneak peeks, some stuff that's like, it's in the prototype stage, some stuff that's in like really early prototype stage that we you know, we haven't seen yet. So actually I want to start with the photos because that's kind of like the stuff that we haven't seen yet. So Christopher Reeve's Superman, I think it looks good for where it's at. Again, remember, this is like the first time these figures are seeing the light of day, so there's going to be lots of changes here, at least a couple. I think it looks good. I think there's going to have to be some tweaks, but something that I really like was that they actually were able to stitch the S emblem into the actual outfit instead of like laying like a iron on or whatever where it could crack and stuff like that. But D'Lo, I want to start with you. What do you think about the Christopher Reeve? I mean, again, we haven't seen much of it, but like excited, anticipating it, going all in, not so sure.
Yeah, no, this is definitely on my radar for sure. Love this version of Superman. So I'm always interested when you get anything Christopher Reeve out there. I have the original, love it. I think it still holds up very well to this day. So, you know, I have no desire to get rid of that one there and replace it. But that doesn't mean I can't have like a Superman 1, Superman 2 kind of thing going on here, which I'm cool with. That being said, this is very, very early, so I'm not going to be overly critical of it there, but I will still be critical just because It's getting somewhere to being resembling to Christopher Reeve, but it's still very off right now. The body looks like it's in the right track because Christopher Reeve, no bodysuit, no muscles underneath. This is back in the 70s. Like he was in great shape. He was in great shape. This is basically like a homemade suit, So so his body, he's a big dude. This looks pretty good to where his physique looked there. So I think the body is right on track where it needs to be. The head sculpt, I think that's a given. That's probably the weakness of this figure right now. The jawline is way too narrow. He has more of a chiseled jawline that kind of expands out a little bit more, kind of a little bulkier than that. It looks like the face is squished in more than it just
a little bit.
Overall, do you have another angle where I can kind of show what I'm talking about? There's another photo here.
Not in this photo group here.
That's okay. There was one I saw that was directly looking at his face there, but anyways, yeah, it's okay for where it's at. It definitely needs a lot of work. It definitely can use some work there. That face, even though there's some signs of Christopher Reeve, there it is. So he looks sickly here. This looks like this is where, if you look at it from this direction here, this is where you can really notice the parts I'm talking about. The jawline is okay. It should be more pointed. I've studied this movie for years as a kid, so I know exactly how the Superman is supposed to look here. Plus, one of my best friends is a diehard Christopher Reeve Superman fan. So, literally, if you go to his house, it's just a shrine of Christopher Reeve. It's like that. but all the suit looks good. I like where that's at now. The face is going to be the weakness on here. They really got to get that down. What I do like, though, is that they're carrying on what they did with the Henry Cavill one. They're giving you the drape cape. They're giving you the wired cape as well, too. What I think is really, really neat is the boots. I never thought of this as an idea, but the extra pair of sculpted boots is such a cool, but yet obvious, now that you think about it, kind of move to make, because it immediately makes that flight pose. I'm surprised that Henry Cavill doesn't have this for his.
People like me won't snap off the feet when I'm trying to just bend it down.
That's true. I was thinking of you when I saw this. Oh, Graham will not break another Superman. This is so good for him. I'm so happy for him. But yeah, overall, it's an exciting figure. I'm more excited about the Clark Kent, if I'm being honest, more than the Superman. Because
how do you guys want to do this? Do we want to talk about each individual figure, or do we just want to bounce around and however you want to do it? What do you think, DLO? Do you think this is going to be a 2-pack? Do you think it's going to be separate as a Clark Kent by its own?
No, I don't think a Clark Kent on its own would sell, to be honest with you there. I think it would have to be in a 2-pack there. So I can see this being where you can get Superman on his own, and then the deluxe or the premium, whatever they want to call this, it would
limited
be
2-pack.
Right, the limited. I think that would be how they would market that there, because I don't think as many people would go for a Clark Kent as they would for a Superman in their collection. So I think for InArt, I think you gotta put it behind a paywall to get people to buy this one.
And this is what you really wanted. You were looking for a Clark Kent.
I've been saying for years, in my opinion, anytime you make a Batman or a Superman, you 100% have to make a Clark Kent or a Bruce Wayne. And the fact that we haven't gotten one since the Christian Bale one in the Armory, that's the only one that's gotten it. So Michael Keaton's gotten the treatment, Christian Bale has, but you don't got it for Christopher Reeve, which is a miss on Hot Toys' part there. They did it for the Superman from the early 2000s with Brandon Roth. They did one for him, but they never did it for Henry Cavill, and they never did a Bruce Wayne for Ben Affleck, which I think absolutely crime there. You can do a million Tony Starks, but now one Bruce Wayne or Clark Kent. Make it make sense. But that's the thing that's got me the most excited. The Clark Kent more than anything else. I would get both of them, to be honest with you, but the one that's honestly has got my eyes is the Clark Kent, because that's you don't see that very often.
Yeah, I can definitely understand what you're seeing when you see it head on, because I think at this angle it doesn't look so bad, but then when you do look at the Clark or the Superman head on, he does look like very narrow in the cheekbones and everything. So odd. But Brick, you were wanting, you said if I get a Superman, it's going to be a Reeve Superman.
Oh yeah, I am really this. So this is probably one of maybe 2 InArt figures that I'm actually really looking forward to, that I'm thinking about getting. So, but by saying that, even though I really want to get this figure, I think it needs a lot of work. I'm with DLO. Everything that he said about the head sculpt, and more. I think they need to work on the texture of it too. I think the suit looks great. I actually did not even notice that it's stitched in there, the S, which is makes it even cooler. It looks really good. But his proportions are a little off to me. I think they need to fix just a little bit. I don't know if they need to make the chest a little bigger or what, but it just seems off. His arms are too big compared to his chest. I don't know. And I even looked up pictures to kind of compare, and not as bad as I thought, but when I looked it up, it was still needed a little bit of work. But just my opinion there. But yeah, his he looks like Dracula. Like, you know, DLO said that he looks sickly. I mean, his face really is skinny, very pale. I'm sure that's the lighting. But with his head being so thin like that, really does look like Dracula in a Superman outfit. But I'm really looking forward to this. I know that they will fix a lot like they always have in the past so far, at least with, you know, the look, like they did with the previous Superman. So I'm sure they'll fix it up a little bit. I love the expression. I hope they keep that. And
almost has like a slight smirk.
Yeah.
Or am I just
I like
things?
that. No, yeah. I think kind of on that one side he's smirking just a little bit. The Clark is really cool, but I'm not interested enough in getting it. Just money wise, but I would definitely get Superman.
Yeah, and like AZ Fig says, we're not beating this thing up by any means. We understand it's a rough draft, and yeah, I mean, I think it's great. You know, we saw what they did with Henry Cavill. The first one was a little bit off, and they boom, you know, worked on it, showed us again, and it looks a lot better. So, not really worried about that kind of stuff. The base is kind of cool too. I was really looking at the boots before, but yeah, the base, they kind of went with like a snow-covered base too, and you got the old Superman logo, so that's really cool too. I definitely want this. I like the color scheme. But my question for you, Sneaker, is do you think now Hot Toys releases a 2.0 Superman?
That's a good question. I mean, I would think that Hot Toys is probably going to start releasing stuff that InArt comes out with if they haven't done an update in a while, potentially. Seeing that's exactly what they did with Dark Knight Joker. But it's hard to say. I don't know. One part of me, too, thinks that Hot Toys kind of just marches at the beat of their own drum, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't really think they're too concerned with what InArt's doing at the moment, considering how many figures they're pumping out. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. No, I it could go either way, and I want to hear what you guys have to say on the panel as well. But, like, I agree. Like, I could see them saying, well, look at us. We'll just do one better. But I could also see them saying, we don't really care. Our Superman was great when we released it, and you know, we don't need to release another one.
And another thing too, though, is okay. I think all of us would agree if Hot Toys redid one today. Sorry, Sneaker, I just kind of threw you over the edge here. But
no, you're good.
I think you know, I think Hot Toys is superior, right? I think they'll come out with a really good figure, at least to match this, if not slightly better. But for them to do that every time, even though more people would buy the Hot Toys version, it's going to affect their sales either way. So why would they keep doing that? Oh, InArt came out with one. They need to do it on their own terms, unless they were already making the Joker, like sounds like they were. They keep going up against InArt. They're losing sales no matter what. Are they going to lose the war? No, but they're losing sales. Definitely, because some people are going to buy the InArt. So why go head to head every time?
That's a great point there, Brick. I never thought about that. And if kind of adding on to what you just said there too, I mean, maybe, and again, just speculating, because I don't know, because I never thought about it until you put it like that, but maybe that's the reason why they're doing that, though. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily more to beat them at their own game, if you will, but maybe it's more for us and saying like, hey, because again, no one brought this up, but it came up in the comments right now. We just had this here. Now everybody's saying, well, maybe Hot Toys might do a 2.0. Now, maybe that's all they want from us. Maybe they just want that to be in the back of our minds. So if we're going to pre-order this or not, almost second guess ourselves in it there. So maybe they're taking it on the chin, and maybe, okay, like maybe our sales won't be as great because some people will really like the InArt. They want to keep it. They're going to be happy with that. But there's going to be that loyal fan base, like we saw with the Joker, where, you know, everybody was on that one. And then, You know, Hot Toys announced their own version. They did their raffle. They made it limited. They did everything they could to make that desirable. And
Hyped it up.
how many InArt figures you see today come up? You know,
Right.
So I don't think maybe Hot Toys hit maybe like amazing numbers on the Joker, but I bet you they did enough to feel like they turned a little bit of a profit. But at the same time, gave collectors like ourselves pause to think, well, hey, if they're remaking a figure that we've already done, we can do it again.
Sure.
So great point there, Brick. I like that.
I think the one thing that Hot Toys has as a big advantage is they already have a loyal established, like you said, like a loyal established fan base for their figures. And I think some people will just blindly say, I will buy the Hot Toys version if they do another one rather than the InArt. Like, it's very hard for people when they've collected something for a long time. Some people like you, DLO, you've been collecting for many years. A new company comes along and they make a figure like this and you have all these Hot Toys. It's hard to objectively look at the Hot Toys version and the InArt version. And I feel like there's some people who, no matter what, they're going to buy the Hot Toys version because that's what they know. That's what they've bought. And it's hard to objectify these figures in each their own way. And if the InArt for some people may even look like a better figure or may potentially be a better quality figure, I think people are probably still going to be like, oh, I'm still getting the Hot Toys one. You know, I feel like that's what is going to happen with some people. I would argue, like I kind of said, when the Joker, like the InArt Joker, I think the InArt Joker has the hair looks better and it's got a better sculpt in my opinion. But people are still gonna, people are still going to be all about the Hot Toys one. And Hot Toys, obviously they did the right thing by driving up the hype and making it really limited, to just reel everyone back in. So you made a good point, Dilo. It's like, if Hot Toys has us thinking in the back of our minds, oh, well, maybe now the InArt is showing this Hot Toys is going to do a 2.0. That is the perfect, they've been marketing perfectly to you then if that's what you're thinking, you know what I mean? So I would just say, if you're thinking about collecting a figure that maybe Hot Toys would do a 2.0 on, you need to really look at these figures objectively, especially now that InArt is coming out with these really high quality, really nice figures that, they're obviously putting a lot of work into. As far as these figures go too, like, yes, these are really, really early prototypes. I don't even want to get into really like breaking down each of these figures and saying like, oh, this looks bad, because look at the example that was brought up last week when we were on DLO. You brought up look at the Aragorn and then look at the new one. It is obviously night and day. Like this Daenerys, I'm super excited for this Daenerys Targaryen, but this is not it, right? Like this is going to drastically change by the time it comes out. They're going to make a bunch of updates. I think InArt, I said like Hot Toys kind of does their own thing. I think InArt also is doing their own thing by showing us these really, really early. Like this is what we're working on. You get people excited that way. We're really open to community feedback. We want you guys to email us, message us, send us all of your thoughts on what these are, what these look like and what these are, so that we can make them better. And they want to continuously do tweaks. And I know they haven't been around for too long, but they've shown that they're willing to do these incremental updates or update figures. And then what's happened is like they're coming out with an update and they're showing us, hey, this is the update that we did. This is what we've been working on. And then when the final product is actually released, they're showing another update. So I think like that's really important. And that's, something that for me, I'm going to be taking that into account when I'm buying stuff. What do we get from Hot Toys? We get basically, this is the announcement of the figure. It is going to look really close to this. And a lot of times people are like, what happens with Hot Toys? Oh, this is going to be a little bit worse. InArt is the complete opposite. We're showing you this. This is going to get better as we get closer to release. That's like what every collector wants. You know what I mean?
Some people act like they are putting these figures out for us to see, these prototypes. And some people are acting like when we complain, they fix it. It's like, even if we didn't complain, they're probably still going to fix it. It's probably not they know it's not the final. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they're just letting us know.
And I think DLO, we talked about the Superman last week and you were like, well, I know I'm bitching about it. I wouldn't call it like bitching or complaining about it, because InArt is welcoming feedback. I would more call it, they want us to be nitpicky because that's what they're marketing. They're marketing, we want this to be the most realistic looking figure that we could possibly make. So we welcome all of your feedback. I think it's important that everybody's nitpicking every little thing, because it's probably not going to ever be like 100% perfect in every way. But I think like they're trying to get feedback from everybody to get it as close as they can. when the opposite, Hot Toys is kind of just like, we all expect, here's the prototype. It's going to be a 5 to 10% regression from this. That's just what we expect. And they have to have a basically like a huge national story in order for something to get changed. You know what I mean? Like the 2099, the Spider-Man 2099 is one that comes to mind of like everybody just was like a huge outcry of anger that got that to change. When InArt's the complete opposite, right? They're saying, we want you guys to give us all this feedback. So I think that's just really important when it comes to all these figures, that when it comes to spending this amount of money and buying these, that they're showing off early. They're going to implement all this feedback and make it better, but it gets you excited about kind of what's to come with all these.
But here's the thing,
I went on for a while, but
no, you're good. I mean, that's a great point. I mean, I think honestly, it's a double-edged sword. I really do. I think that it's a necessity, not that they want to be special and treat us better. They know that they're competing for our dollar, and with a company that at this point, dare I say, is a monopoly on the 1/6, right? I mean, someone announces a 1/6 figure, the first thing out of everybody's mouth is, oh, how does that compare to a Hot Toy one? What would a Hot Toy look like? You know what I mean? So we're talking about this InArt exhibition right now. We're still talking about Hot Toys during InArt. They're the juggernaut, right? Yep. So 100%. In this scenario here, they're the contenders. They're the new guys on the block. They have to do this to separate themselves from Hot Toys. What you said is exactly why they do what they're doing, because they have to do that right now. If the roles were reversed and InArt was Hot Toys and Hot Toys was InArt, they would be doing the same exact things because they're trying to get the business here. Yeah. But the big thing about this here is that it's a good strategy for now, but how long can they genuinely continue to do that at this pace here? Because this isn't what they're not just making fixes; these are delaying the figures too. The more time it takes to make a figure before you can turn a profit, the more the figure costs you to make, right? So, right now they're doing fine because they're growing, but eventually at some point this is going to stop too. And it's going to be like a Hot Toy where this is our product. This is what you can expect it to be. This is what we're putting out there. And you can voice your opinions like we did now, and it's not going to be the same reaction. I guarantee you it's not going to be like this forever. They're eventually just going to say, this is our best we're going to do. It may go down 5 to 10%, but no more than that. You know who that sounds like? Hot Toys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how they evolve long term. That's I feel like the big up in the air question. If they all of a sudden cut off the community from, I could see like a happy medium would be, hey, this is where we're at. This is what you see. Give us your update. Give us your feedback by this time, and we're going to work on it. And then that's going to be their final product. You can't just keep doing these incremental upgrades forever because it's not sustainable from a business perspective to have a figure come out really way down the road because you're just constantly updating. Like there's got to be a point.
But I don't see them doing 40 to 60 figures a year anytime soon either. And as they grow, they're going to get more employees too.
And maybe they don't want. We don't know what InArt wants to do as far as the amount of figures. Right. You know what I mean?
It's like Hot Toys wants to go almost like mainstream, and they're just pumping them out, and it's almost like InArt possibly just wants to do a dozen a year. I don't know, but it does seem like they have different goals, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah. As a company.
There's some unanswered questions.
It's a necessity because right now InArt can't miss. The second they miss, we're so fickle as collectors. Like you're hot today, you're cold tomorrow. Look how much hate Hot Toys gets today. I get it. Some of it is well earned. Don't get me wrong. They've done a lot of stupid things, but they're still running at maybe 95, maybe 90% excellence there. There's a window of error to 5 to 10. The window used to be smaller, which is why it's becoming more of a blaring problem where it wasn't that many misses in a row. Now there's more, but they're making more. So the numbers are pretty much about the same anyways, but it feels like it's more than it was before. So at the end of the day, InArt needs this feedback because if they lose you guys, and I'll throw myself into because I'll buy InArt figures, so don't get me wrong, but if they lose the collectors that they have right now, all their momentum, everything that they've had going for them, that's gone because the fact is someone makes a Hot Toy of the same figure, people are going to buy a Hot Toy. It's just how it is. No matter how many people say they're going to buy an InArt, if Hot Toys makes one, there's going to be a portion of those potential customers that are going to flock to Hot Toys instead of InArt. They're just going to lose. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just loyalty to another brand. It is what it is.
Yeah, they're new. They're new.
Yeah, because they're new. You're the new guy, and they're the established ones. Whether they don't like them or not, they're going to buy still a hot toy.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day with this here, they got to keep doing this to keep getting the good faith of the community, to keep building confidence in their products. Because if they take their foot off the gas pedal once, that is it. They're out of this race. As harsh as that may
Especially with
sound.
like J&D now coming in. And,
you have
know,
J&D on the ropes here. You got a lot of
gonna be
third
getting more
parties that
crowded.
people would rather buy a third party than a licensed figure. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people vying for the same wallets that everybody else is. And Hot Toys has the advantage. They had the lead. InArt's doing great work, but they can't stop, and they got to keep doing that. And that's going to suck because figures are still going to take a while to do until they can piece that figure together after tons of feedback from us.
So
That's
do
just
you
right.
guys
That's the thing
think
they gotta
though?
just
Sorry,
get it right.
go ahead.
No, you're good.
So do you guys think though that this is a good thing that they do is by showing like their very first prototype, or do you think it almost puts them at a disadvantage because now it is delaying the release, or you know they're going back and fixing things? Maybe they should just like I want to know if you guys think this is beneficial, at least at the point in time we are now, or if we think like it just might, you know, or maybe it even deters people. Like they see maybe people aren't as like, you know, in the know about InArt, and they see the first one like the Christopher Reeve and they're like, oh god, that looks bad, I'm just gonna go get I'll spend an extra $100 and get the Hot Toys version. Like what do you guys think about them showing these so early on? Is it beneficial or is it not?
I think it's beneficial because they are new and they have to put out, you know, products that they're getting ready to push out, and it gets people excited. You know, this Joker looks amazing. I don't see anything wrong with this compared to some of the other stuff they put out.
Eyes closed. Interesting.
I think it really gets people excited, and oh, they're coming out with a Superman. Oh, they're coming out with Game of Thrones. Let's go, you know. And us collectors, you know, people have been around for a little while. Not saying I have, but you know, just people who actually know the business as it is right now know that that's not going to be the final product for Daenerys or for that Superman, but it gets us excited. Now for new people, and they just go on Google or something and they look up Superman, they're probably going to choose a Hot Toys one because it's already out and it's only $100 more and whatnot and all that. But this gets people excited. I mean, we're talking about it all week, you know.
Yeah.
So that's huge for them.
I think what's exciting too is some of this is things we haven't seen. It's Lord of the Rings. It's the Joker from I think 2019 movie. It's Game of Thrones. You know, things that we've been really you know, waiting for. Even just seeing the Harry Potter, you know, figure in there as well is just it's really cool to see a different IP other than Star Wars, DC, and Marvel. And I know they are doing a lot of DC because they have the Warner Brothers license, but still they're doing a good mix. I think they're mixing it in really well with, they got to do the really popular figures to get people to be excited and buy it, but then they're also trying stuff like this Joker or Game of Thrones and stuff like that. That's more of like a niche character. So I do like that a lot. But something that Big Breda said, and welcome to the show, sir, is that obviously, yeah, the biggest advantage Hot Toys has is Sideshow because it's the U.S. distributor. So a lot of people will buy from Sideshow because it's convenient, it's safe. You know, they feel they're going to be taken care of, and I think InArt really needs to work on their U.S. distributing license if they really want to be like successful in the future. So you know, it's just something for them to think about there. Paul Antor says Hot Toys has Sideshow, so you can have support, and InArt doesn't. That's a big thing for me. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a big thing for a lot of people. The kind of collectors Hot Toys needs most are the ones that keep pre-ordering, not one or two, but 10 plus figures per year, and those rely a lot on payment plans, and only Sideshow offers that. So
come on, DLO.
Yeah, you're describing me to the T, clearly.
Yeah, we talked too, like DLO mentioned it too. We don't, you know, the Ben Thomas show said I don't think it's sustainable long term though. To be getting like basically the opinions from all of us collectors about these prototypes. You know, they'll get buried by upgrade requests. Yeah, InArt needs to acquire that Northern American distribution. license.
For sure.
And Ben says it means more pressure though too. These companies have expectations of what should be released. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. What else, guys? What else is on your mind about this topic or about these figures? Or is there one you want to specifically look at?
I mean, I feel like you have it in front of you. I'm curious about this Joker.
Yeah. So let me just go back to this guy though. Interesting. Eyes closed. Now this is coming with 3 head. Was it 3 head sculpts?
3
3
head.
head sculpts, 2 bodies.
So I mean, it's going to be expensive. Don't get me wrong. And it's probably not for me. I like the movie, but I've never watched it a second time. I didn't think the rewatchability was there for me. It was very disturbing. But it was good. It was good. So I don't think I'll get this, but I can definitely admire it as a Joker fan. And I like that they're doing something like this, giving you 3 head sculpts. Let's do one with the eyes closed. Let's take a chance. Let's make something different. Like, because this is a big part of the character. Like he's doing that, that flamboyant dance type of thing with his eyes closed. So any of you in on this Joker or this set? Or is it more of like, I like it, but not for me?
I love this, but I mean, it looks great. I love that they're doing the 2 bodies, 3 head sculpts. You can do a lot of different things with it. I love the sitting down pose too. It's probably my favorite scene in the movie. But yeah, I mean, I've seen it. I think I've seen it twice. I think it's a masterpiece, but it's too dark to just sit and watch it anytime. But so that, you know what I mean? Like it's
a serious movie for sure.
So the figure to spend probably close to $1,000.
Probably more
over that. It's over that.
Yeah, right. So no thanks. I'm good.
Jazzy, is this what you're hearing through the grapevine, or did they actually unveil what the price would be for this, or did Justin say something?
It didn't get unveiled yet, but if InArt Joker 2, if the Dark Knight 2-pack was, well, I guess it was like $1,100 to $1,200 shipped.
Right.
And that's with, everything that you get obviously there with the jail cell and everything. This is like, you're getting 2 bodies, you're getting an additional head sculpt. Warner Brothers, like when John was on some other streams talking about from InArt, Warner Brothers basically said this needs to be $1,000 plus just for you to make it. Like they told them from a licensing perspective, you need to go all out on this if you're going to make it. It needs to be at least $1,000. Like I can see this thing pushing $1,400-$1,500 shipped. Yeah, I could see that potentially
limited,
happening.
like they're saying, is that true?
So I heard a rumor that it was limited to potentially only 500.
Yeah,
I don't know how true that is. That could be completely wrong. But
that would
Warner
make
Brothers
sense on the price though.
Yeah, Warner Brothers may have said you need to make this limited. I don't know. That could be. I randomly saw that, so take that for what it is. Take that for a grain of salt. Don't blast me for that one, but. I could see this. I think they did talk about this being. I think they did talk about this being, being a little bit like, or definitely being limited, because this is also like their rhodium line, right? So this is like their highest of the high end that InArt is going to do for 6 scale. The one thing I'll say is like the only thing that bums me out about something like this is I'm never going to use, like if I was to get this. Like you're not going to have, unless you get another body, I guess, like you could get another body and put all the clothes on, but it would suck to spend this amount and like potentially have like another really awesome, like head sculpt just sitting in a box. And I know we do that for some other Hot Toys stuff, but this is like, this is like that would be like kind of a bummer. So I don't know if I'd like want to get like another body, but it's then I'm like, okay, so I have Dark Knight Joker and I have 2 of those, and then you add 2 to 3 more. Like how many Jokers do you want in your collection is another thing. For me, like I'm good. I would have preferred getting like a standard Joaquin Phoenix figure with this rather than like a 3rd clown sculpt. I would have rather had his realistic character included, just like they.
I think his name was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Fleck. Yeah, so I'd rather have like them do that, similar to how they do like Bruce Wayne and how they do, like how they're doing Clark Kent. It would have been nice to have a realistic portrayal of the character rather than getting a 3rd Joker.
Yeah, a card that talks about his laughing problem.
Yeah, because I feel like I feel like that would have been a cool addition to show like more the evolution of the character. To have like just a standard figure as part of this set, but yeah, it's. I mean, it looks phenomenal.
It looks
I think
really good for a
it
prototype.
looks-
and
it looks
I gotta
really
say, like,
good.
whether you like InArt or not, you gotta give them props on the rooted hair.
Yeah.
It just looks so natural. Like, I mean, even the Hot Toys Artisan Joker, I just thought just a little bit off. Like, it's the hair was too thick, it was too short, it was too poofy on top. Like, and maybe they'll get it, but whoever's doing the rooted hair for InArt, I think is doing an amazing job. And I think this prototype looks freaking amazing for.
It looks
for
like
what
it's
we've
ready
seen
to ship.
Yeah, and look at how naturally he's sitting in the chair. Like, you guys know when you're bending like the Emperor or somebody to sit on a chair, how
Pain in the
awkward and
ass.
hard that could be. Like, this looks very natural and like he can easily sit in this chair. So it looks cool. And yeah, I don't know how much it's going to be, how limited it's going to be, but I can definitely admire it. And then yeah, you have this look here as well, which is really cool. Look at I mean, just the detail, even in the tailoring of the outfit. Got a little name tag there at the bottom, but just look at all the patterns and the colors and everything there. And this isn't just me gushing over InArt. This is just me gushing over 1/6 figure. Like, I can just admire it for what it is. So
yeah, it looks great.
It's
a shame they're not including a third body. I guess like it would be.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make it,
I
if you're
agree.
truly gonna actually make it limited, just throw it. People are gonna buy it. Put a third body. I would actually probably. I'd rather have a third body in there that I could use than to just have like a head sculpt that I can't use otherwise unless I swap it out with one of the other bodies. Because also they use like these magnetic attachment points, so it's not like you're probably not going to easily be able to buy a third body for this figure unless you put it on like a standard, just like third party body, and you're not going to want to do that with this.
But even
At
if
least I
you
wouldn't
do,
want to. I don't know if it would
it's
fit.
basically 2 outfits, 3 head sculpts, right? Because it's this, but then you can also put the coat on.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Is
you
that
need
the
another
same?
outfit as well too.
Yeah, so it's the same out,
Yep.
I think, right? Because
Yeah,
No,
you
it
just
is.
put-
It is.
Wait, hold on, go back.
Yeah, because I don't know. Does he have that green undershirt on? Let me say.
No, and I
Where
think
am
his
here?
vest color is different. Oh no, the vest is
No,
the
it's
same.
the same.
Vest
Yes,
is
that's a
yellow,
white
but the
undershirt.
shirt's
That's a
different.
white undershirt. So they're going to be 2 separate bodies of probably the dancing one
Oh, wait,
and the.
these
And
two
then
are the
it's
same.
It's
Correct.
Yeah.
The clown and this one are the same.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
And then the green is separate.
So what they'll
Yeah,
probably put
because-
like the clown jacket in there then as a separate accessory, and then the clown head sculpt off of
Yeah, because
the figure probably.
here he's got
Yep,
the
that way.
Yeah.
So you have the vest or the coat, and then the overcoat. So yeah, I don't know if you'd be
It's
able
a
to even
bummer
buy
to
it.
not be able to display all 3. I feel like that's
No,
interesting.
I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a missed
Like,
opportunity. If you're gonna go
Just-
all in and
just
it has to be limited,
charge the
do it.
extra whatever for it, because like people are
If
gonna,
it's-
like
if
I would want to do that.
1,500, you might as well make it.
Yeah, when you're spending that amount of money, like I don't want to leave it. I mean, and this is I guess this is kind of a, we could talk about this too, because you think about figures that you just leave like a head sculpt in the box for Hot Toys, but like this is like you can actually have a whole nother character design that you have to leave in the box. I feel like that for me like pushes it to like just have a third body in there.
Right.
Sure.
now, will that figure hold on that base? The question.
No.
I mean, that's a hell of a dynamic footing you got there, pal. I don't know if you got L-shaped magnets there. I don't think mine's gonna do that.
Did you guys hear that? I heard they were thinking about trialing, like almost like floating magnets that would move with the feet. in
Yeah,
the
that
base.
slide in the
Yeah,
base
that
too.
slide.
That'll go wrong all the time. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
but-
that sounds
I would just rather have
terrible.
one huge magnet. The
Thank you. Just one flat
Base,
magnet.
Make the
Yeah.
whole
That's
thing
it.
magnet.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, why don't they just put a whole magnet under the under it? No, yeah.
It's not like it's gold. Magnets aren't.
I want to focus on this for a little bit here because this is exciting. I love this base. I mean, another thing that InArt is doing really awesome job is like some of these bases. Well, the Joker was simple. I really enjoyed the round base with the color scheme, the gray tiles with the purple. No name like metal nameplate. I just liked how they did that. But this is so cool because it kind of has like the beginning intro of Game of Thrones where you have all the stuff kind of moving parts and everything. I don't know, guys. Like, am I wrong here? Do you think this base looks cool or is it too tall?
The base is cool, but I think it's. I would rather have had like a diorama or something with her, like the Joker and Harry Potter has, and maybe a special edition might come with one. I don't know, but it just seems kind of bulky. But I do think it's cool. It looks great.
I love how Daenerys is on the side here. It just looks cool. But I actually thought it was like kind of compact, because if you look at her, it's really not coming out too far. So I think it'll work well for people that have it in their display. But what do you guys think of the base? Digging it, hating it?
I think it looks
I think
cool.
it's sick. I think once you get
I
a
think
couple
so
in the
too.
line, you put them all together with that same. I think that's gonna look badass.
Oh yeah, I hope they do that color. I hope they keep this color scheme like with the other bases. I think that like
that
silver
stone
grayish
look.
color-
I would
yeah,
kind of
the
like
stone
the
color.
reddish fire
Yeah.
kind of one there. I kind of like
or
that too.
switch
would
it up,
look
but
cool if
keep
they're all
like the
like
same style of it. I think like
Yeah.
that looks really cool. The only thing that
Yeah.
bothers me with this is that pole. Like I don't know if that's holding the figure up or what. That like right between her feet, you see that like gold pole. That
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I think
The
could be
magnet
wrong. It's
wasn't
just gonna be for the
working.
prototype for
Yeah, they're
just
probably just putting
for
that
this
in there.
here.
That's
You
my
know,
guess
but-
too. But hopefully that's not. And I don't think they will, based on what they've been doing it with everything else. I don't see them keeping that in there. But
I've never been a fan of the half and half, the half sculpted, half rooted. And this again,
think they
very
changed
early.
it.
This could be fully rooted for all we know. They just haven't gotten that far. But like 3-0 did this too, and I just didn't. I wasn't a big fan of the half and half. What are you guys' thoughts on like if it stays like this? It's hard to do rooted hair when there's so many braids like this, but at the same time, if InArt wants to be premium, I think they should do it, you know?
Yeah, could agree
Yeah, I
with you
think
more.
if they
Sorry,
go
you go
ahead.
ahead first, Rick. No, go for it, dude.
no, I think if they chose this Daenerys, this version, they need to make sure to get her skull or her rooted hair right. So hopefully they can figure that out. If they can't, they should have gone with a different Daenerys. I also heard that there might be a different outfit underneath the robe,
Mhm.
but part of that
Smart
wouldn't really
move.
make sense to me because the hair stays the same. So would it go good with the blue, for example, the blue outfit that she wears in what, season 2 or 3?
Or
4? Yeah, I don't know if it would, but yeah, they need to change it to fully rooted for sure.
Braiding the rooting would be, I guess, the
Tough.
challenge. Like, what if you braid it and then the
done,
braid
though.
falls out? Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Like,
Well, then
I'm sure
have
it
it all
can be done,
sculpted.
but hopefully, like, if they
Glorious.
do,
Needs to be all the
yeah,
same.
yeah, like they need
Needs-
to, that would be. People talk about like having to maintain their rooted hair. When you braid it, and
Sure.
if one of those braids starts getting loose or falls out, like that's a whole nother problem. You
That
might
would
not
suck.
be able to get that
Yeah.
thing looking the
100%.
same again.
You're right.
You know what I
They
mean?
they should
So,
make it all sculpted then.
Yeah.
'cause,
I don't know.
Would you
I mean,
rather
I
have
could-
all sculpted than this though?
I would
feel like
say
you
This gives
have
you
to
the
go,
freedom to
because
move her head.
honestly, it looks too toyetic when you mix them both. It's either one or the other.
Yeah.
You know, you have this beautifully sculpted hair, but then you have this almost like My Little Pony style, like ponytail hair.
Yes.
It looks, that's the vibe I get from
100%.
that.
Yep.
You know, so it just feels like no,
At least make
one or
it
the other.
thicker.
you go
At least
all
make
in
the
or you just
rooted-
go fully
yeah.
sculpted there. Like that just for me, you can't mix the two. It's a terrible look. It takes away from the illusion of it being real at that point.
Yeah.
I would rather
want-
be fully
yeah.
sculpted if you're gonna do it, or if you're gonna do rooted, go all in rooted. It can be done. I've seen it done, and let me tell you, it is glorious to look at.
Yeah, it'd look
It
really
is-
good if they can get it right.
Yeah.
I would think like it's really hard because this is such an early prototype. It looks like I wonder if they're just going to do what they've been doing with these other figures, where they do a sculpt just like Aragorn, sculpted, rooted, just like they've done with Joker, sculpted. And like they could do a full sculpted and full rooted, and maybe they are. Maybe they just wanted to show what they have. I guess we'll see, but yeah, I would prefer fully rooted.
Yeah.
Daniel's in the chat. What's going on, my friend? He says, hate to be that guy, but she's definitely not wearing another outfit underneath. Ooh, what do you
Probably
mean?
not.
Hmm? So she's not wearing anything underneath?
She's the outfit she wore for Jon Snow in her cabin.
Right.
Her lodge
I'm
cabin.
just messing here.
It would be nice if they had something else underneath, but I don't think it's necessarily a deal
I don't think
breaker
it
either.
is.
No, I
Like,
don't think so either. It is a great
no,
outfit
this
choice.
looks awesome. This looks, yeah, I think this looks great. They do need to make some
Yeah,
changes,
I'm
though.
getting this day one no matter what. This is the one other InArt that they have a lot of work to do on that head sculpt. I'm sure they'll fix it, but I'm going to try to get this whole line.
So here's the
So how do
thing
we-
with this.
So how do
This-
how do we feel about the head sculpt itself? Because we've been talking about the hair, but what about the head
I think it
sculpt? Does
looks
everybody like it
terrible.
already?
I think it's good enough at this point that I'm
Yeah.
committed to getting it. Like I think if this was the final, I would
No.
still think it looks pretty decent. knowing
think
that
this
they're going to
looks
improve it, I'm pretty much all in as well. Like I have no issues, I have no worries that they're going to get this right, because you compare this to the 3.0 one, for example, and it's night and day. This isn't perfect, but it gives me that comfort knowing that they're going to be getting this one right. So I don't have any issue with that. Now the hair is a little bit, I wouldn't say a concern, but it's something I'm wondering about. Like, I don't like the half and half, like I said. So, we'll see.
I wonder if they put it out there just to kind of see what people had to say about that too.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like that could be a point of feedback where they're like, hey, let's put out this kind of half and half and see. It's interesting too, because like with some of the, some of these like quarter scale and like some other like when you get into like statues, some of them do like this combination rooted sculpted.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, but maybe they're just like feeling it out.
Yeah. I think you got to do one or the other, because I think
so too.
I think sculpted looks good, and I think rooted looks good, but I think when you put them together, I think it just really it shows how plasticky the sculpted is, and they don't look good together. They clash. But my question to you guys too, can this be a standalone figure? Because there's a lot of characters in Game of Thrones. Maybe they'll make a few more like they're kind of doing with Lord of the Rings, but let's just say this is it. Would you still be all in? Would you still be good with just Danny?
100%.
I would still get
a standalone figure.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed, but it would be fine on the shelf by herself. I don't.
DLO's like nope.
No.
No.
We're all like understanding deals like
I think,
hell no.
I think that speaks to Game of Thrones, because like you want more, but I feel like also everybody has very like. If you think of when you start naming characters from Game of Thrones, I feel like the majority of them could stand on their own as one figure, because they all have some type of iconic thing about them. And she definitely, like Mother of Dragons, like she's
I think Jon Snow more so
prominent.
We need the King of the North. That's what we need.
The King of the North.
Yeah.
I am House Stark all the way. My damn
DLO's
bias is House Stark here. Like, no, if you don't give me like my Stark family, I mean my
You're
whole
gonna
family.
get it.
Like,
and then you
that's
need a
it.
Night King.
DLO Stark over here.
Yeah, DLO Stark.
DLO's
new
changing
name.
his
DLO
name.
Stark.
Well, that's not going stolen.
DLO
Keeping that.
Stark.
He said if I don't get the rest of my family.
Nope. I don't get and I want my direwolves as well too. I want that.
Oh,
Yeah.
That would be badass.
I want
Give me
that.
Ghost with Jon Snow. If Ghost
Hell
does not come with
yes.
Jon Snow,
We riot.
We talked
Well,
about
then-
this probably. I need
that
Battle
would
of the
be-
Bastards, Jon Snow with my damn wolf there.
Have you guys seen that like Prime 1 Jon Snow, like with him with like fur coat on, sitting on the throne?
Yeah.
Like, they have to do an iron throne.
They got to do a throne.
If they do a Jon Snow like that with an iron throne or something, that would be sick for sure.
But guys, Graham, I know I kind of said this already, but you like the head sculpt. I think this head sculpt so far is like a 3 out of 10. I don't think it looks anything like her
Wow, that's rough.
all. It looks like she's Rocky that just came out of like a 12 round. It's not. I don't think it looks like her at all. If she didn't have the robe on and the hair like that,
Look at them
nobody would
eyebrows.
know that's Daenerys.
You don't think people would know if you just had a picture of the head?
No, not at all.
She
I would
looks
say-
like
I would-
John said he wouldn't bend the knee. That's what she looks like to me.
I think I agree with Graham actually. Like I think the likeness is there, but obviously needs work.
I think the mouth.
You
the
can
mouth
tell
is
this
just
is
off for me.
Zenarius. You can tell this is Zenarius.
It's everything below.
It just needs work.
It's everything below the eyes, the nose, the mouth,
Really?
the chin, the cheeks. The eyes are probably the only thing because of the eyebrows. But
I think it looks good enough for me that I know with the improvements that will eventually
Sure,
come, it'll be
100%.
great.
Yeah, it's gonna get better.
I definitely see
sure.
her there, Amelia. I see her. So, but how we process the stuff in our brains is obviously subjective. So,
very. Yep.
let's see. What are you guys saying here? Yeah, Dana says the whole figure needs work. Costume design too. Yep. I mean, of course, these are very early rough drafts here, as AZ Fig said.
So you think every figure or every character from the show that they're going to come out with is going to be from season 8, kind of like what they're doing with Harry
I
Potter
hope
with
not.
year 1?
I feel like if you already go with that route, I feel like, I mean, that's a great question. I feel like if you do that for her, and I think you might as well, quite honestly, because then it would be kind of weird. You have your season, whatever, with this character and this one, it technically works, but at the same time, like me and my OCD in my head, I would have preferred it's a line, not so much a mix and
Yeah.
match of lines. So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel you.
That'll be interesting to see what else they reveal.
And honestly, I mean, there's so many great figures or characters, but if you just did the Night King and Jon Snow, I think you'd be great with that kind
And
of
Jon
like
Snow in
trinity there.
season 8 looked great, so
Yeah.
I'd be fine
Yeah.
with that.
The Night King just be
We didn't have a
You know, the
bad-
3-0 Night King was actually really good. I think he could even stand
Yeah.
in with her if you really want to. Jon Snow, I thought looked really good too. Him and Tyrion looked really good. But I think if you put 3-0 next to an InArt, it's obviously not gonna show as well. Even
Yeah.
just the skin, like the paint
Yeah.
applications, the coloring is
Yeah.
gonna.
I feel
But-
like I feel like InArt doing. I wonder if Night King is going to be kind of like their first figure that they're going to do that isn't like a human character with like a normal. I guess.
They'll
Well, I
use
guess like a
that
normal
blue-
human. Like they're going to have to paint it and like get a real. I feel like that figure is going to be really interesting to
Gonna
see if
glow
they
in
end
the
up
dark.
releasing it. You know, like that. That's probably going to be one of like. Then when you talk about getting into like aliens or different species and stuff, like I'm excited to see what they're going to do at that level outside of just doing human head sculpts. That will be cool.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. It's good to have that passion for Game of Thrones again. Because yeah, Daniel says they should have done earlier seasons. Those were the best. I agree.
Mhm.
The
3 and 4 were the best.
3, 4. I mean, honestly, season 7 I liked, but you knew there was like speed issues. Like they were
Yeah, something was off.
fast forwarding. But then 8 was good too, except for when you got towards the end, it was just like, this doesn't make sense. We're going way too fast. We're rushing to get this done.
Yeah.
But yeah, the middle of that, I thought, 3, 4, 5, even 6, I thought just super
Man,
solid season.
We were spoiled
We were.
so badly with that
Best
show.
damn TV on the planet back
That
then.
show is
Yeah.
insane,
Oh, yeah.
man.
Mm-hmm.
So they're showing off the Batman, which should come out this year. This is the sculpted hair.
Let Brick go first.
I mean, I don't know how much time we want to spend on it. We got another segment to go yet, and we've kind of
Sounds like
seen
no.
these before. But
Yeah, we've already seen this, right? We already talked about
if
this.
you guys want to just shout things out, this looks really good with the cowl on, by the way.
Looks incredible. Can't believe I didn't pre-order it because I want it, and I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get in the rooted one at some point, but hopefully some people will either cancel their pre-orders or will want to give one up. But I'll be, which will probably inevitably happen. That's how I end up getting in our Joker. But excited. I'm excited for this one.
I was looking at the Superman, and this has just as much shine as my Hot Toys one. So I don't know what the big fuss is about needing more shine and whatnot. I mean, there's only so much they can do. I don't have a problem with that one. This one's pre-ordered for me. DLO, you pre-ordered yours today?
Hell yeah, sweet ass deal. That's the only reason why I did it.
Well, whatever you
I
gotta
pre-ordered
do.
mine too.
Got
I
me
pre-ordered mine the
with
day I
the
watched
price.
BVS.
I can't remember who this is, but this looks amazing too.
Let me share it real quick with everybody. If everybody doesn't know, guys, they have a ridiculous deal on pop culture for the Superman on there. If you go on their website, look under Queen Studios, not InArt, you'll find it there instead of stupid low price compared to everybody else. So that's why I did it, and that's why I ordered it.
Hopefully you don't get it in 10
He's going to end
years.
up getting a statue.
Right?
Can
Or 1/12 figure.
you imagine? What the hell is this?
Gotcha.
Striker says
That is Dumbledore, by the way.
Yes.
how about Bran the Broken, rooted hair in his wheelchair? Oh, you mean the guy who has the best story of them all? Hmm?
Who better than Brand the Broken?
Gosh, I was like, anybody. The guy wasn't
Be a
even in a whole
Hodor.
season.
Literally anyone?
I don't know. Just give it back to Cersei. I don't know. Jeez. No, but some really cool looking stuff here from InArt coming. Let me just see.
Just Dumbledore looks crazy. If they can root this
Yeah,
hair on Dumbledore like this and what they did with Gandalf, they can figure out Daenerys. That's what I'll say. Dude, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's
See
it's
this?
Love
good
that
stuff.
he's coming with a phoenix.
Look at that.
Dude, this
The
is
hair
like,
is off, but this is crazy.
yeah, I think everything is perfect.
I
So
just
this
want
is-
to go up
yeah.
to him and go like
And
this.
that's a real leather coat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
This is
It
this is
just
why
looks
this is why you
perfection.
got to remember that InArt is backed by the company that
Queen.
InArt is owned by the company that's making this
Yep.
stuff. And look at how incredible these statues are and these
Yeah.
life-size busts. They're just insane.
Anything else you guys want to touch upon before we move on?
You
I
mentioned
don't think
right
that
there.
Hobbit figure.
I guess we should talk about it there.
Uh-oh. It doesn't want to
Oh,
load
boy.
anymore. Well, go ahead. Start talking.
So it looks weak.
Yeah.
It's pretty soft, but I'm sure it's early on there. I guess my question is, why are we doing Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit simultaneously?
Right.
Like, why are we not making Frodo? Why are we making him first? You know what I mean? Like other
Well,
big players.
yeah. And why not Bilbo? Why him?
Yeah, why not Bilbo? Great point.
Bilbo Baggins?
Yeah, why not?
I wonder too,
He is
some
the
of it,
Hobbit,
they're just taking
you
what
know?
they can get right now with licensing and likenesses.
Yeah,
I feel
very
like that's
true.
probably some of it. They're probably literally just taking as whatever licenses they can get with how tricky it is to acquire those certain
some figures
characters
out.
getting licensed, because they have to, I think it's another thing is they have to obviously the person with the likeness has to agree that their figure can even be made, right? I'm sure there's some back and forth that takes place with that. So they're probably just taking what they can get at this point for some figures
Yeah.
as well.
A lot of people gave him shit for one figure. It's like, oh, you keep messing with us with one figure. Well, here you go. We're gonna do Hobbit now. Bam.
Boo bam.
Not my favorite movies. I
No.
should say.
No, Lord of the
Definitely
Rings. Lord of the Rings, 5 stars. Hobbit, no thanks.
2.5.
Hobbit, no thanks.
No thanks.
Yeah.
The
That's
book was
bad.
great, but the movies, no.
All right.
Should have
Well,
been
it's
one
good
movie.
to,
That's
it's
why.
still good to have
Yep.
stuff to look forward to, though. At least we got
Yeah.
a breath of fresh air with different figures coming out. So good to have Hot Toys. Good to have InArt, and kind of go from there and see what happens. But now we have a fun segment that we trialed last week, and it was called Overreaction Wednesday. Brick, you weren't here for this one, but
Oh boy.
it was a lot of fun. So we're going to do it again. And if anybody is new that wasn't watching last week, I'm going to give you guys like hints at what the topic is or what the question is, and you guys can pick. And it's going to give you a statement, and you have to explain why that's, in your opinion, if that's going to be an overreaction, or basically fact. So, Brick, because you weren't here, I'm not going to make you go first.
Thank you.
DLO and Sneaker, you guys
Not
want to flip
again.
a coin?
Round 2. I went first last
I'm not
time.
done with you yet.
D'Lo can go. D'Lo
Yeah,
can
I
go
guess
first.
I,
Put a
I
number.
made him last week.
I went first last time.
All right, go.
All right,
What
so
we got?
here are the
Oh.
topics for you, and you can pick one. So we have no soups for you,
Ooh.
man up,
Ooh.
That's D'Lo right
clap
there.
on, clap off.
Ooh, tempting.
That's D'Lo too. Yeah.
I want my money back,
Oh
Also
God.
me.
and liar, liar.
Dang. All good ones. I'll choose man up. Let's go with man.
Man up. Okay. So it is, collectors need to have thick skin because others will judge you constantly. Is this an overreaction or not?
Love the whole body chuckle.
Yeah, the whole body. Oh man. You're gonna get me canceled. You're trying to get me out the pack.
You. It had to be you.
Dude, collectors need to have thick skin. Others will judge you constantly. I don't feel like it's really a question. It's more of a statement of necessity if you're a collector, more than anything else here. Just because you're not going to change hundreds and hundreds of collectors who have been doing this, who have already made their ways of how they prefer to collect and what they think is the right way to collect, and etc. Everybody's going to have vastly different opinions on what it is there, and I think it just kind of comes with the territory, unfortunately. There, so it's kind of like the old adage, right? You can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? So that's kind of how it is. The longer you are, the more you're in your ways when it comes to this kind of stuff. So, do collectors need thick skin? Unfortunately, the answer is yes, you do. And it's just a product of the environment that we've all kind of created. Not saying it's a good one, not saying healthy at all, but it's kind of a necessity. Unfortunately, there's going to be someone who's going to disagree with you. It's important for you to remember that you are collecting for yourself and not for the person making the comments to you there. And they're allowed to have their opinion, but you're allowed to have yours as well too. So now, if you come across a situation where someone is trying to influence your decision making by deeming you wrong and them correct, that's absolutely wrong. You tell that person, go to hell. If you're not paying for my figures, you have no right to tell me how to spend my money then. So you want to get, well, I mean, there you go. This is coming from a true veteran in the game. I will just tell you to go after yourself or block you or whatever. I don't have time for you. You're gone in a year. I'll still be here.
Hopefully that person has thick skin that you're telling
Man,
that
bro.
Well, and then you go. Then there you go.
I will tell you to go
I
after
just-
yourself
I
and block
saved-
you.
Not all heroes wear capes, and I don't wear a cape all the time. So
You did them a service.
the thing is, guys, you got to understand, the longer you're in here, the longer you're in the community, you're going to realize that there's going to be a lot of names that you see, and then they're going to go away. And it's not because of anything that you did, or I hope you don't do anything to them, but it's just the people who bark the loudest tend to be the people you don't see a year later or 2 years later. And the thing is that those folks there, by trying to convince you you're doing it wrong, little do they realize they're probably the ones that are doing it wrong themselves, and they tend to be the ones that tap out first. So I say, as long as you keep in focus, that you have a specific plan on how you intend on collecting, and you stick to your plan, that will keep you accountable. That will keep you in this hobby for a lot longer than other folks are, because the ones who tend to tell you what to do are ones that tend to leave here. You know, the funny thing is about myself, specifically about the size of my collection. When I was a young lad in this hobby collecting, it felt like everybody was collecting the same thing as me. At least that's what I was reading. Oh, this is a dopo. You're gonna wish you got this one. If you missed out, you're gonna be a loser, etc. I was like, I don't want to be a loser, so I bought it. Right?
I don't want to be a loser.
Me? Loser? I'll get it. And I did, right? And the funny thing is that person or people, they're not here to tell me I was an idiot for not getting it, because guess what? They tapped out already. Because those guys were all talking about they were going to get these things and never did. I was the only idiot that did it. And I'm still here. And the thing is, it's fine that I have a big collection. I'm happy I got what I had. Don't get me wrong. But the point is, if you let people influence your thinking on how your collection should look, you are absolutely doing this for the wrong reasons. And you should really reconsider why you're doing this here. Because if you're looking for the approval of strangers and people you've never met who have usernames that are clearly not their names, and obviously would not say half the things they would say to you now online that they would say to your face, you're better off just doing your own thing, staying in your own lane, doing your own thing, and just basically collecting what you want to collect. Not collect what you love. I don't want to be the typical answer that you always hear, but you need to collect what your focus is. You got to collect exactly what your vision is. You got to have a vision in this here. No, first and foremost, if you don't have one, get one, because that's what's going to keep you on track. Because Hot Toys are pumping out more figures than when I started out here, and I can't keep up.
Is the vision.
You gotta stay in your lane. If your lane is Star Wars, get it. If your lane is Marvel, whatever, get it. As long as you're happy with the figure, it doesn't matter what price you paid. It doesn't matter what other people think of the figure. It is simply you and yourself and your collection. And then when you turn off your cell phone, you stop looking at Facebook groups and watching your favorite influencer, the lights that are on your DTOS or whatever you put in there, those are your figures, and you got to be happy with that, not the person who you're trying to impress or not trying to impress, if that makes sense there. So straight up and down, guys, you got to have thick skin because people are going to have opinions, but you have to have thick skin because you want to make sure you stick to your guns, not because you're there to please them.
Yes! That's awesome!
Very well said, sir. Very well said. Oh, I felt like you were born for that one.
So are you saying not an overreaction?
I would say so.
Not an overreaction. You need the skin, buddy.
Yeah, I think just really quickly, I think if you're going to be on the internet at all, you should probably have thick skin. But especially if you're going to be even a YouTuber, you should probably have thick skin. So just my 2 cents there. Sneaker or Brick, really quickly, because it's not really your turn. But do you want to just give your quick 2 cents on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with DLO 99% of the time. I think if you are a streamer though, and somebody attacks you personally, I think that's a little different than telling you how to collect. But yeah, I think we all need thick skin here, and focus on what we're here for, you know, and that's for each other. That's for yourselves. I mean, it's to have some fun, right? And collect and talk about figures and not worry about what other people think of your collection.
Sneaker.
Agreed. Not an overreaction. No, I will say a couple things. Yes, you do need to have thick skin, and it doesn't really matter what other people have to say about you. Just everything that DLO said, I would echo pretty much. Brick, as far as people who attack you personally, the way to handle that is literally just ignore them and block them. Sure. Trolls want to be fed. You know what I mean? So the best thing you can do for people, who do that is literally just you don't acknowledge them. That's the way to deal with it. And I think sometimes like the tendency in life in general too is you get the urge to acknowledge those people, and it can be like it can bother you to an extent, but I just ignore the trolls. Simple fact of life. But yeah, so I'll say not an overreaction.
Jeez, you got him to leave.
Bye, Brick.
Cool.
Brick quit YouTube.
Screw you guys, I'm out of here.
Brick, if that was about your mic that you're leaving, it's just once in a while that I was hearing like this. Beep. I don't know if that was just on my end. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, it was a really loud.
Yeah, okay. It was just once in a while, so Brick won't be like starting over on your computer or anything. But since he's figuring something out, Sneaker, I'm gonna put you up here next. So no soups for you.
Liar, liar.
Okay, liar, liar. Liar, liar is the one he wants. So that is the last one. This really should have been for DLO actually, but it's yours now. So
good.
It is.
He can agree with me and yell at me then.
Sideshow waitlists are complete BS.
Let DLO take this one first.
No.
Go ahead, DLO. No, go
well,
ahead.
Okay,
man.
well, we'll come
go
back
ahead.
to him. Pick a different
Yeah,
one.
we'll come back. I'll pick it on my next
okay. Because I want you to take that one first because I know you're on your high horse
right.
about that one.
No
so.
soups for you. Clap on, clap off. I want my money back.
I want my money back.
Okay. Collectors should be able to get their NRD back if they cancel an order.
Good God. Collectors should be able to get their
reaction or not?
Let me just make sure I'm saying this right if I answer. So collectors should be able to get their NRD back.
There shouldn't basically.
So that is an
NRD,
so an overreaction. Excuse me, I'm sorry for my voice. This is an overreaction. So by saying this is an overreaction, they should not be able to get their money back. Is that right? So I want to make sure I got that right.
Yes.
Yeah. It is called a non-refundable deposit for a reason. You pay the money, you're putting down this money, and it is in the terms and conditions of the sale. It is a non-refundable deposit. The reason this is because if all companies just started if these companies have NRDs and all these companies just decided to refund everybody for these NRDs, one, they're going to be losing money, and two, they're going to be sitting on a bunch of product. So one of their ways to make sure that they're still making money is to keep NRDs. You are as an adult, I mean, maybe I guess some people aren't adults who are buying stuff, but the majority of us, I would say, as an adult, for when you're buying figures, especially ones that require an NRD, like you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. There's really no excuse. And I know people would say, oh, well, you can call Sideshow, and the majority of the time they'll give you back your NRD or they'll switch it to something else. I don't really think that it's not even necessary that they should do that. You know what you're getting yourself into. It's as simple as that. You need, if you have a problem, in my opinion, if you have a problem with not getting an NRD back for something that's literally called non-refundable, you are not holding yourself accountable, period. You paid the money that's non-refundable. This is like you go pay for anything else in the world that they say, once you pay for this, you can't get your money back. You don't go back and say, can I have my money back? No, it doesn't work like that. So life lesson, don't pay money for something that literally says in the term non-refundable. That means you're not getting the money back. So yeah, collectors absolutely should not be getting NRDs back.
But Sneaker. But what if something? Yeah, but what if a year down the road, I have a kid and they took too long to release it.
No.
And I'm poor.
Well, okay. So I will say. So I think in the case where
I wipe my
like,
own ass.
I think the good compromise is Sideshow. If a product is delayed, you can get your NRD back.
That surprised me when they did that.
That
Was
is a
awesome.
fair compromise, because if you expect, hey, I paid the NRD, this is the window that I expected to come out, because then you're messing with people's money within a time frame. At that point, you need to. That's where I would say there needs to be a little bit of an exception, because if people are, when we talk about collecting all the time, of like you have pre-orders where you're, like I like to organize by, this is the time window, these X number of months when something is coming out, right? You don't want to have people shifting their money around. So I will say, if Sideshow is saying this product is delayed, that would be a time where it would be acceptable. Hey, if you want to cancel your order, this is on, this is partly on us that it's delayed. Then we would refund it in that case. But that's up to them and their policy. You know what I mean? Otherwise, if you're paying an NRD, it's called non-refundable for a reason.
Yeah.
Maybe some people just hear NRD and that's all they know it as. Oh yeah, I got an NRD, I just gotta pay that, but they don't know what it stands for.
Well,
Right.
if you don't know what it stands for, you're a jabroni.
You're telling me that's what it means?
You're telling me that's what people have been
that's
calling
what
this
it is.
NRD thing? Yeah,
All right, so it's fair to say you're saying this is an overreaction.
100%.
DLO, Brick, you guys agree? You concur?
I agree.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think I'm rubbing off on Sneaker too much.
Hilo agrees with me.
He wanted that one.
There you
He
go.
wanted
You
that
got
one.
it. You got it, pal. You earned that.
I earned that one.
We got
God,
Frank Flores in the
hold
house.
yourself accountable
Frank.
and be an adult and make decisions for yourself
Man
that are
up.
good ones.
Casablanca says, I agree with you, but I got my NRD back from Sideshow
different.
for the
Yeah.
grievous
So if it's a
cause.
customer service thing like this, if
Yeah.
it's customer service related
Just
and you're
me.
not happy with your when you're not happy with the product, like I said in the past, it is on the consumer to make it right for their customer. It's not on anybody else. It's on the consumer to make that right for you. So really what they should be refunding you the full amount of your money, because we do know the NRD goes towards the figure, right?
Mhm.
The money goes towards the full purchase price that you're going to be making. So in that case, you do deserve a full refund of your money if you're not happy with the product or there's a customer service related issue. I should be in business. I should start my own company.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's you guys. So far, you guys have been spot on. Very well said. Great.
And then here
great
comes
stuff there.
Brick.
Giving you
There you go. D'Lo got one. I got one. Brick can have his.
just giving you guys your platform to, shout it at the mountaintops of, giving your rants. All right. So Brick is up now. We have no soups for you, or clap on, clap off.
Clap on, clap off.
All right.
I was curious.
Yeah.
Lighting is the most important part of displaying figures.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is this an overreaction or not? And why?
I would say. So if I were to say overreaction, that means they're
It's
wrong.
not the most important.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say it's an overreaction. I do not think it's the most important. I've seen many people displaying figures, as we've seen earlier on in the Wolfpack days, where we were showing people's displays that don't have Maji cases, that are putting them on their bookshelves and whatnot. I think the most important thing is, and not to be cheesy, but like, you get what you like and put it up in the corner. No, but I think it's posing. I think posing is one of the most important parts, as well as collecting, around the same line. Not just what you like, but like making sure it all goes together. It's not just all over the place. You're not just throwing it on the floor like I have my NECA TMNT because the damn thing can't stand up. That's way more important. I think lighting is important. I'm not saying it's not at all, because it is. I think it really puts your figure on display very well when people come to see it. But I can also say that I think when a figure is in a DTOF at somebody's place and they got a bunch of DTOFs along their wall, I'm not going to say it looks just as good as a Maji case, but it looks damn good. And that's not what I don't care if somebody's got a DTOF, a bookshelf, a Maji case, or a garage shelf. If they're posing their figures right and they're going well together, then I think it looks great. So I think this is overreaction, 100%. And you
I
guys
will
disagree.
I'll say it's an overreaction as well. I think it is very important. I think it's one of the top 2 or 3, but I also think it goes hand in hand with where you display it as well as posing as well. So I think it's kind of like you got to have it all almost to kind of do it right. But
I do think it's one of the most important things when, let's say, InArt or Hot Toys are announcing a figure. I think that's damn important that you have some good lighting, because then it messes up the whole look. Like, oh, is this because every
hard light
figure that's announced, we're like, oh, that's probably just the lighting. Well, then fix that shit. You know, like, you gotta, come on. Like, if we notice it, you know damn well they notice it.
right.
Fix it. If that's not what your figure intends to look like, fix the lighting, and you have the money to do that. So, I think more so for that.
So Brick says this is an overreaction. DLO, are you with him?
Lighting's most important.
The most.
It is. It's severely on the look sometimes, but lighting is the most important thing there. Sorry, Brickster.
He keeps leaving on us.
I know. It's just,
I need a man up.
running it
Sorry.
like that, man. You're scaring us. But no, I think lighting's the most important there, just because like posing and all that stuff. I mean, it can be important, but it can also be subjective too, just because not everybody necessarily prefers a certain kind of pose and the dynamic, etc. There, I think with lighting, it sets an aura about the area itself. So I think the lighting can do the heavy lifting a lot of times. So a figure doesn't have to be overly posed, or can be just, standing straight forward. If the lighting hits it right, I mean, then you have a hard time staring away, right? I mean, I think that's what we all do as collectors, right? We kind of focus in and zone in on a figure and that's because the lighting is doing the work for you there. So I've had every piece of furniture you can think of to put figures in, all different types of lighting and all that, but that always makes a difference. So whether, like kind of Brick used before, it's a Module case or detail, I think that's irrelevant. Like the Module case, detail, I mean, that's not a real like argument there. I think it's just like you can get good lighting either one of those products there. I think it's just a matter of having good lighting goes a long way with a lot of things here. You can get away with a lot of stuff if the lighting looks good on those figures, in my opinion. So if you're not strong in posing, if it looks good, it looks good, man. So I think lighting all the way.
How about you, Sneaker? Break the tie between them.
Ooh, this is a good position to be in on my part. Yeah, this is interesting because like you need a good display, you need good lighting, but I will say that you cannot even see your figures if you don't have good lighting. So I will say this is not an overreaction. If you can do all you want, you can do all the good posing, you can have a great display case. If you can't see it and you're not lighting it up, it takes a ton of visual eye candy away from the figure. Like you have to have good lighting in order for your display to look good. You don't want to be looking at it in the dark. You know what I mean? Like I imagine having all these module cases without any lights in there, without having any lights in there would be, it would not look good. The cases would be great, but looking at it with no light on them would be just not, it wouldn't look the same. Lighting really showcases everything. It's hard to say. Most important is tough because obviously you need these other things, but what really makes everything, I would say, stand out in a display is I feel like whenever, even if you're looking on groups or like people are saying, hey, how can I elevate my display or how can I make my display better? What's the first thing people say? Get some lights. You need to get some lighting. That's like the first thing that's usually if they already have it displayed, you need, especially if it's in a case, you need to get some lighting.
I've seen detox before where people have
the first thing that they get, the first thing that they get is not lighting, it's a shelf.
Right, but I will say, even if you have them displayed on a shelf, you better have some natural light or some lighting in your ceiling or a lamp that's actually
I'm not
so you can see
go
them.
into the room with your lights off, but like, to have, I thought we were talking about like actual like LED lights need to be there or else it's gonna, not.
Yeah, I think that's what I was going for.
Yeah, if you're going for like specific LED lighting, like within a case, I would say that's more important than honestly the case itself, because you could have something out on a shelf and light it. You could see it better arguably out on a shelf if you have natural light in a room and stuff. But if it's in a case, you need to have lights in those cases. So I would say not an overreaction. This is a good one.
Okay.
This
think
is a
it's-
good opportunity to tell the community if you guys want to share your collections with us, so we can kind of put this debate to rest. You can definitely.
yeah,
hit
there
it
you go.
Put a
We can do other
flashlight over the
community
top of that damn
collections.
figure.
I think that's a good opportunity, boys. If you guys agree with
Wit.
Brick, send in
Wit.
some pictures. You agree with Sneaker over there, send in some pictures. We'll
People are gonna
come
send pictures like before the light, after the light.
back.
This is a good one
What do you
because
think now,
I
Brick?
could see people having like definitely there's gonna be some difference of opinions because there's some people I'm sure just like I don't really need to light my figures and it looks good however it is in your display. But I feel like too, then you're getting into like natural light is probably making it so you can see the figure. So you need light,
Right.
you know, both ways.
I was going
think-
more for because if you have them just on a shelf and you have like a dome light or whatever, you get light, but it's very shadowy, very vague, very. So it was more so of like LED lighting. Just an FYI. But I would also say it's not an overreaction, just because I don't know if it's the most important, but I think they kind of all go hand in hand to get the best display. So that's why I'm sorry. That's why I say it is a overreaction. Sorry. So I don't know. This is just a fun game to play, so I can't even keep it straight.
That was a good one.
All right. So we have two more. Let me get back to it here. So DLO's next, so we know which one he's gonna do.
Yep, go for it. What was it again? Was it Liar Liar? Was it?
Sideshow wait, yeah, it's Liar Liar. Sideshow waitlists are complete BS.
Every week.
Overreaction or not?
Harder. It gets harder every week to be so damn right. It really does. It's like it's like my gift, my curse. You know what I mean? But yeah. So again, just so I'm clear, if I agree that it's bullshit, is it an overreaction or is it
It's not because it's stating that the waitlists are BS.
So
I love how we all are like,
I just want to make sure I don't sound like a complete idiot here.
Trialing this, we're still kind of
Still working this
feeling
out.
it out
I'm
here.
noggin here. It's been a long day.
no,
But
this
no,
is
it's
good.
not an overreaction. It is 100% BS. Now, obviously, full transparency on this here. Like that doesn't apply for every figure. I'm sure someone's going to come in and, well, what about this guy? What about him? Okay, that's one out of like a whole bunch that have continued to keep coming back. Restock. I mean, I think recently today, I took a second look here. I think Sneaker, you pointed out that the KX Enforcer was on there. You've had that for a while. You pre-ordered that figure.
Is in stock, low
In
stock
right now.
remaining.
Sorry, low stock right now. Whoa.
was
but it came in
waitlisted.
stock. It was waitlisted this whole time.
Right, this whole
months.
time. You couldn't get one of these things, right? No way. KX Enforcer, good luck, pal. Should have pre-ordered. Wait, hold on. Turns out we have some, but are almost gone. Almost gone. Almost gone, guys.
Not eligible for promos.
Not eligible for promo. If you want it, hey, we have a few batch. So I already came to my theory about this before. Anybody who has not heard me yet talk about this here, it's very, very simple. Okay. It's strategy over actual reality. Hot Toys does not need to sit. I mean, I beg your pardon, not Hot Toys. Sideshow does not need to sit on more inventory that is not moving. They cannot continue to operate like that. They're working at full capacity in their warehouses, holding all the stuff that you guys pre-ordered from Endgame and never wound up buying. All that stuff is still there. We can't get rid of Captain Marvel for free, guys. Like that's how bad it's gotten over here at Sideshow. Okay, so obviously, what do? Do we stop selling Hot Toys? Absolutely not. Don't be an idiots. We're still making money off these things here. So, what do we do to prevent us from sitting on more Captain Marvels? Right? It's very simple.
Give them away.
Perception is reality. They're onto the blue screen of death. They know that trick is not true. You go in, it goes blue screen, guys. It goes sold out, and then after the refresh over the weekend, because for some reason the weekends they have nobody who works there who can confirm if the inventory is there or not. But don't worry. First thing Monday morning, when Jim from HR/IT comes in for work, he's gonna fix it. It's back. You're good. Our mistake. You guys can buy more if you want. No coupon though. So bottom line here, my theory is very simple. I'll get to the point here. I'm chopping it up. I'm just having a good time at everybody's expense here.
Yeah,
but
no, it's fun.
No, it's good.
so it goes on waitlist now, right? That's the new thing. Everything's waitlisted now. Guys, can't get it. It's waitlisted. It's waitlisted for now. Why? Because they need you to pre-order. If you're not pre-ordering, then they're shit out of luck. They're not making money, but more importantly, they already have a finite number that they intend on purchasing from Hot Toys. So what do they need to do? They need to make it seem like they have less than what they really have. So how do I do it? If we do the wait list and we continue to put things on wait list and people get to continue to convert said wait list, guess what? We're pushing inventory in a way where we're controlling the market, making these seem like there's much more lower batch than there really is. And I hear every YouTuber. I mean, I'm not going to name names or anything. This is not this kind of conversation, but you know who you are. All right. Everybody says you got to get on this here because they're going to making less numbers here. They're making less of these figures, and everybody's buying into this talk here. But the problem is, every time someone declares that, guys, this one is limited, another KX Enforcer is available on Sideshow. Another waitlisted figure comes back, or you can pick it up at multiple stores. It converts. You guys, I mean, I've been going over this week, so I had nothing on pre-order, and I just started just for the hell of it because I was bored. I said, you know what? Let me jump on these wait lists, and I tell you guys this every week. Hey, I got a new wait list I converted. I put it in. This Peacemaker, man, I put it in yesterday. Today for the show, I got the email 6 hours later, converted.
Peacemaker,
did you buy it?
Huh?
You did not. And did you buy it?
I did not buy it.
Peacemaker converted?
Did not.
Peacemaker converted. I got it at Pop Culture because I wanted to get mine.
They got a really good price on there. I looked at it today.
Price was solid, and I know they're going to be the last ones to get it, so it gives me time to kind of, get through all this because I got tons of shit I got to buy. Damn fucking Spider-Man is kicking my ass right now. But it's not about me, it's about you guys. So they're going through this stuff here. They're trying to make it seem like it's more, desirable, more limited than what it really is. Because at the end of the day, KX Enforcer, that's a poor man's freaking KS2O.
Oh, I can't even see mine. K2SO.
You want KS2SO.
K2SO.
Yeah, K2SO, right? Did I say correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah. F you, I know shit, dude.
You said KS2O, D-Lo.
KS2O, baby.
KS2O. Tomato.
No way.
The P3O.
Opinion.
Yeah, right. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Brick. Yes. No, but I mean, seriously, it's one of these things where, like, honest to God, it's just controlling so they don't have to give you a discount on anything. That's the bottom line here. Is, I mean, if it's sold out, well, man, you're lucky to get it, and it's been working. Like, I'm not even mad. It's working. A lot of people are like, oh, got my wait list converted. And I was like, well, how long you been on the wait list for? I mean, it's 2 days. Like you went there in 6-8 months.
2 days.
It can't be that hard.
The only one that scared me was the Bat Cycle. I was on that for months. RoboCop, I'm still on. That one is real.
Yeah, I'm still on RoboCop.
I didn't do Batman, but I'll tell you what.
Cycle.
I don't want the Bat Cycle and all that, but for you and for science, I will put myself on the wait list, and I'll get back to you guys next episode.
I've been on it for like probably a month, and I still haven't got a conversion.
I was on it for.
But that's the thing, though. I feel like they want my money.
It's gonna be in stock right when it drops elsewhere. I bet.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, Hammer Guy. I will keep that on the down. My bad, bro.
I beg you.
I beg you.
You're right. That's it. We're gonna cut this out from this topic, and we're gonna edit the show for you, buddy. Don't worry, no more.
Stuff.
But yeah, guys. I mean, listen, it's perception versus reality thing. It's been working. People have been pre-ordering there and all that stuff. Now the question is, what I'm really curious now is, now that things that were waitlisted that are now officially in stock, how long are they going to be there? More importantly, if they stay on there longer, are they eventually going to get discounted? Are we going to find another daily deal out of a waitlister?
Classic Loki. Classic Loki.
That's right. Classic Loki. That's
I'm
true.
calling
Classic
it. Waitlisted so long, and now it's fully in stock.
Now, I think I saw Black Panther come back as well too. That's been coming back and forth now. So I haven't seen that one come up there. So here we are again, because
you would assume the Batman figures will come back too.
Oh, I mean, it's Batman. Like, that's the thing, though. When we were starting to see these things come off, I was just like, some of these didn't make sense. You mean to tell me that Batman is limited? I can understand, a stormtrooper that wasn't highly, sought after, but a Batman, which you guarantee you're going to push a bunch of those units, that it doesn't add up. And that's why I started questioning this, because at first I was like, oh, damn. wow, they weren't messing around. But the more of the names, specifically Spider-Man, the Spider-Man movie, the second highest grossing movie of that year. You mean to tell me you limited freaking Tobey Maguire? You really want me to believe that one there? So it's just like, eventually you can only hold on to this secret for so long. So eventually you got to put it out there that you're sitting on stock. And that's what they're doing there at Sideshow. They're sitting on the stock, or they're giving it to their authorized retailers so they can push it on their sites. Because almost all these figures, almost all, not all of them, but almost all these figures, if you go to secondary sites, they are not waitlisted. They are available, and some of them are already discounted. So it's just mind games. So the waitlist on Sideshow is total BS. It's not an overreaction. It is 100% that. And the fact of the matter is, now I'm nervous because now I'm seeing these come on. And again, like I mentioned a second ago, if they decide they want to go ahead and discount these here, how much is that going to piss off all those poor people who pre-ordered?
Right.
How much is that going to really upset the guy who said, you know what, money's tight this week, but I don't want to lose this figure, so I pre-ordered, and then that damn figure shows up with 10% off, free shipping, something like that. You're going to piss off a lot of people.
30%.
They're playing a very dangerous game with this thing here, and you're seriously going to really turn off some people. Some people probably would tap out, to be honest, just because they're just so jaded by the whole lies and manipulations of this whole process. Because it is BS. It's simply there to make sure that they're not sitting on stock and they're not giving discounts on this stuff here. The fact of the matter is, now more things are being released. They have to hold on to things more. They can't say it's sold out anymore. They're going to have to start putting it back up on the site. When they do that and those figures are still on the site, when you've had tons of people pre-order for a figure that's now discounted, wouldn't want to be Sideshow that day.
Do you want to just reply to Hammer of God while you're at it too?
Yeah, I put that out there. I said that.
I'm
sorry, that's how pop culture came up today. So yeah, my bad.
DLO did pick that up. So,
but technically, you're doing it too, so you can't be mad at me for spreading the good word of the Pop C.
All right. So you're saying this is not an overreaction?
It is not.
You guys want to jump in really quick with your thoughts because we got one more to get through yet.
I think you guys are overreacting big time.
Ooh.
So the reason well, you know, the people that are saying that, including my boy DLO, and I have DLO's back all the time, but you're overreacting, my friend. And the reason I think that, the reason I think that is, you know, if this was like a mind game, they would do this with other figures such as Venom, Carnage, Into the Spider-Verse, Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen. Those are still up there. They're not doing this to older figures. And if they really want to get rid of these figures, they would do that to those so that people would start buying them again. They're doing it to these newer figures because I honestly believe they are buying less. And then if they do get sold out, maybe they get a second shipment from Hot Toys, or the cancellations, which we all do. Everybody cancels their orders every now and then, which is why we have the NRD comment before where people get upset about that. But I think they convert it as fast as they can for, let's say, 24 hours, 48 hours, 2 weeks, 2 months. As soon as they realize, hey, we got like what, 20 figures all of a sudden, let's convert 20 people. So I think it is a big deal. I think they are actually running out of these figures, and maybe they find a corner where there's like 2 figures left, or they miscounted or something, but I do not think it's intentional. If it was intentional, they would do it to these older figures like Captain Marvel as well, and but they're not. I mean, they still have Carnage up there, Iron Man's, and they're doing it. It's all this new batch stuff, and maybe that's to play mind tricks on us some more. It's all the new stuff, so they're getting us that way. But I think it's legit. At least I'd like to think that, because
that's what they want.
Since you brought that up, I'm going to use you as an example here. Okay.
Okay.
God.
So
it's game time.
No. It's fine. It's just a question.
Here
it's
we
just a
go.
Question. It's nothing. Don't worry. Nothing will hurt you.
Nothing will hurt you.
Please.
So
I'm just messing.
Rick, let me ask you this here. So what is your number one figure that you absolutely had to have in this past year that you pre-ordered?
that I have not gotten yet.
No, let's say you have it already, or let's say you're still waiting for it to come in.
Either or.
What's the most desired one on your list that you have pre-ordered so far?
Garfield.
Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, I mean,
got
I would say Andrew or Toby. One of those.
Andrew
two.
or Toby. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew or Toby. Okay, you have Andrew now, correct?
I do.
You do. Okay. So how much was that figure? Remind me again.
I 285 to 325. I can't remember.
That's what like tax and shipping and all. Is that like?
Oh no,
Just on
tax
tax.
and all that shit. It's probably like 400.
400. All right, so
I don't know.
for the sake of this conversation, let's say it's 300, right? It's probably maybe
Okay.
310, 312, give or take,
Sure.
right? Okay, you got that figure. On a scale of 10, how much do you love that figure?
I have a soft spot for Andrew, so I'm gonna say
Yeah.
10 out of 10, my friend.
Good. Talk to your soft spot. Okay, so it's a 10. It's a 10.
Talk to your soft spot.
All right. So it's a 10. Okay. So if this figure's a 10, let's say Sneaker decides one day, you know what?
Get me into this.
I think I want to start collecting Marvel. I'm going to give Star Wars a break this week, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get me something Marvel. You know what? I never had a Spider-Man. I'm going to go pick one up. I like that Andrew Garfield guy. He's not bad. He's probably my favorite Spider-Man. You know what? I'm going to jump on this wait list. And it converts. Just like that, it converts. Next day, he tells you, hey, guess what? Got that Spider-Man. Now, you'll be happy for him. But then at the same time, you jumped on this to make sure that you got this. You secured the bag because no matter what, this was coming home, right? Sneaker woke up one day and just said, you know what? I think I'm going to get one. And he got it. Does it make it feel as special that you have yours that if it was so easy for Sneaker to get his?
It would make it feel like it's not as limited, and I'd feel like, oh,
Right. There you go.
get it.
Keyword
Yeah,
limited,
yeah,
right?
Sure.
Hold on, let me stop you right there. So Sideshow sold you on how limited this figure was, and you had to pre-order or else you were not going to get yours. But Sneaker got his 6 hours after putting his name in the drawing there for that. Right, it happened.
6 hours.
6 hours later. I mean, I'm used to Peacemakers.
Convert.
Literally, Peacemaker was 6 hours. I was
Wow.
up 3-4 in the morning, just
So
wait list, put myself on wait list, and then when I woke up, guess what? You have an option. But let me dig a little deeper here for a second. Let's say Sideshow finds one in the corner, one or two they didn't think about.
Speed this up a little bit.
And you know what?
Speed it up.
It's just sitting there. Just sitting there. Nothing's happening. No one's going for it. They're saying, nah, better not. That new Ahsoka's coming out. I gotta get that one. And so I'm gonna pre-order that one. It's not gonna fit my focus, right? It's not gonna, that's the conversation, the tap out conversation here. Okay. So then I come up. I say, you know what? I really like that Andrew Garfield fella. He's not so bad. But you know what? I don't want to pay $300 for that figure. But you know what? Sideshow will let me use a coupon. And they're offering free shipping. You know what? I got a couple of points. I can probably get that Andrew Garfield for maybe about $200 out the door. Taxes and shipping with that nice coupon that Sideshow was nice enough to let me use. Hey, Brick.
this happens to you. If this happens to you.
Rick,
Then I
guess
will
what,
believe
dude? Great news. I got Andrew too. I got a steal of a deal. $200 out the door. Does that Andrew feel as special as it did a second ago for you? The one that you pre-ordered, paid full money, no coupon, $300 out the door for shipping.
At this point, yeah, because when I spend the money like months later, I don't care anymore. If it was the same time, then yeah, I would.
Kind
say
of with
it,
Brick
just
on
say
this
yes.
one. Like,
Just
Are
say
doesn't
yes.
really
no,
bother
no.
me as much.
No. Let's stop the cap here for a second, because there's a little part. Maybe you do feel that way, but there's a little part of you, a tiny part that says, "Shit, had I just waited a little bit longer and was patient, I could have got a deal on that one there." I love Andrew. Don't get me wrong.
But
He's my favorite
there's
Spider-Man.
but there's also that chance that it doesn't work out that way. and you don't
Sure,
get that figure.
sure. It's a gamble, no doubt
Right.
about it there.
Right.
No doubt about it. But you're a gambling man, Brick. I know this for a fact.
Oh yeah.
So woo, nothing's ever scared Brickmeister away from a good deal. Period. So I know you're still happy you like Andrew, but I think deep down inside you would have loved Andrew for $100 less. And that would be a hell of a good feeling for you there because you scored a deal. You
So
see
I
where I'm
always
going with
ask
this here?
myself the question though before I buy a figure from Sides or going to pre-order. I always ask myself, will you care if this goes cheaper down the road? or is it
$1 million
something that
question.
you have to have?
For sure.
So I think if I do get it, I'm okay personally with it because then I just wanted to secure my figure. I don't care what happens.
If
for
it's a figure you
anybody
love,
else.
I agree. And now, again, I'm just picking on you here, Brick,
But,
just because I know
but I
you're
will
a
say
guy.
too, there were figures early on though that I bought that
Mm-hmm.
maybe weren't like a Toby or something that I necessarily.
Sure.
Let's just use Doc Brown for example.
Mhm.
Got him, pre-ordered him, got him right away, paid full retail. Now, if he goes 25% off, I'll be a little irritated because it's not my most favorite figure, but I really wanted to have him. But if I could have got him at a cheaper price, then I get more upset almost about the figures that aren't as important because then I should have waited or other people are getting it for a lot cheaper or whatnot. So I guess that's where I stand personally. But going back to wait lists, I don't think they're complete BS, but I think there's something going on. So I'm gonna have to say overreaction, but I think you're both onto something though, because I think they are ordering less, but it's all part of their ploy then to freak us out and get us on these wait lists, and then
Sure.
here you go, now you can buy it. So
They use
guess
words
it's
like FOMO in their advertisement now.
right,
Yeah.
they'll send you
things
that
we
email if you
created.
looked at something or if you put it in your
Mhm.
cart and then deleted it.
Yeah.
Once it's gone, it's
DLO.
gone.
Let me ask you one question before we get off here.
Sneaker hasn't even gone. We
so
got
you-
one more topic yet.
So, oh, sorry, one real quick.
Two
We'll
questions. then. All right.
make the answer real quick, Dilo.
Okay.
You
Go
want
for
an Andrew and a Toby, right?
it. Okay. Sure.
God, pick
You don't want to
different
spend
figures.
you don't want to spend $385, $400, right?
I picked this intentionally,
You-
Sneaker.
Pick something worth talking about.
But right now it's like $385, $400 for an Andrew Garfield. You can't get him on Size Show. Does
Wait,
that
hold on.
make you
Sneaker,
does
can you
that
stop
make
giggling?
you-
I'm trying to hear Brick. I'm sorry. Brick. Continue, please.
You're doing the body shuffle there.
The whole body chuckle.
Yeah. Do you wish, since you can't find him right now, does it worry you at all that he won't come back on Sideshow or some of these other places? Do you ever wish that you'd go back and be like, I should probably pre-order that figure? And what if that happens again?
Yeah, so it's a great question. So here's the thing here. I collect with no fear. That's the bottom line for this here.
You gotta
collect
get him a
with
no
fear
fear shirt.
I
Yeah.
have zero fear because
The
I've been
wolf.
doing this for so long, and I've seen the ups and downs of collecting where you had to pre-order, now you didn't have to, now you can wait for a discount, you can do this.
Sure.
Oh, now I've gone through so many, trends of this here that I know enough to figure out if I'm wrong, I can make it right. I can find it. I can research. I can figure out where to find it, and I'm gonna be okay. The closest thing I had to a scare was honestly for me Black Panther, that one there.
Okay.
And the truth be told, like I was like, you know what, kind of what Graham was saying before. If it's a figure I don't care about as much, like a Doc Brown, I would be like, that pisses me off. But I was gonna get Black Panther regardless, and I was waiting to see if there would be a discount or not. And that one there, I said, you know what? I've waited long enough. I tried enough times with other ways, raffles, eBays, BST groups to get it. I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm not gonna mess around. I'm just gonna grab it because I know for a fact that I absolutely wanted that figure, right? So I pulled the trigger and I paid full price. And that's the thing. If I'm not afraid to pay full price if I absolutely want a figure, but I most certainly know that if there's a chance that I can get it for a deal nowadays, I'm going to take it because it's not the same pre-order / wait list that it was before. If it was how it was 3-4 years ago, you bet your ass on pre-ordering because I know that wait list is straight up a mirage and I'm never going to get that to convert. It's gone. But today's wait list, not the same wait list. You will get a chance. It may not be tomorrow like me. Maybe it's a couple weeks later. But at this point in the game, there's so many people trying to collect so many different figures that is against the wolf area because you can't collect everything. So it comes to the point where like you got something, you're going to have to let go of it if you really want to get something else. And that's where I will be, waiting for you, and I will strike. And I will get your figure. Then that's the name of the game right now. I think everybody knows that right now. So right now, for me, closest thing I've had to fear was Black Panther. And I said, screw it. I just want it. I don't care. Everything else, mostly everything else, yeah, I'm going to be hunting because the wait list is BS right now. People are selling left and right. I have no reason to fear not getting that figure, even if it doesn't mean I get it today. Does that make sense?
Makes sense?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I think Yeah, I think it all goes back to what's important to me. Like, let's take the Batman figure, for example. I could give a shit if that thing's going to be 30% off down the road. That's just something I need to have in my collection now. But again, if it comes back to something that I want, but it's not like a love or a passion, and I decide to fork over the money retail, and then it goes, that irritates me a little bit. But so I've kind of grown in my collecting journey to kind of ask myself, you know, I not even ask myself, but start waiting on some of these figures, because unless it's something like a Darth Vader or a Batman, and I'm just going to get day one because I have to have it. If it's other stuff, I'm kind of more willing to gamble on as well. Or, you know, like I found myself joining in a bunch of these wait lists, and then they convert and I still don't get it. So like, yeah, still like, nope, gonna wait it out, you know, because I see it on Hawkwar's Toys or other places. So it's just interesting time that we're in. But Sneaker, if you want to be like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I won't spend too much time, but yeah. So I agree with what you're saying, Graham, about like, if you want that figure, just pre-order it if it's something you really, really want. Like if like Brick, you said, if Andrew Garfield's a 10 out of 10 figure for you, yeah, I don't really care if 20% off later down the road. You're already waiting sometimes a year and a half for these things to come out already. Like, I don't want to wait another 6 months for this thing to go on sale. I'll just buy it because I want it. Other figures, yeah, I think waiting is fine. I would say if you're pre-ordering another, yeah, if you're pre-ordering, if you have that mentality, like, I'm not going to pre-order, it goes waitlist, you get on the waitlist and then you don't buy it, yeah, then you should have just wait until it really like is available for you to buy at some point. You don't want the figure that bad if you're getting to that point. I will say, I don't think the waitlists are complete BS. I think Sideshow they got burned badly by sitting on so much stock. So now what they're doing is they're using these wait lists as a way to gatekeep the amount of product that they're getting. It's a smart business model. You can't just, what they can't do is just buy an abundance of these figures and get in the same situation that they have right now, where their warehouse is filled with thousands of shore troopers that they can't get rid of at 30% off. You know what I mean? Like, they have so many, think about how many figures they have. They're just sitting in their warehouse. So I think right now they know as a business, they do not want to get themselves in that position of a figure just sitting in their warehouse again. So what they're doing is probably ordering a small amount, getting those sold to the people that ordered them. And then if they're saying, okay, maybe we have X amount of people on this wait list, we're going to order this many more. We're going to convert people, sell those out. Okay, now we're going to convert more. This is when the KX Enforcer droid is kind of interesting to me, because it's been waitlisted, and literally the moment it went in stock, it was low stock remaining. What does that tell you? Everybody who was waitlisted and converted bought it, and now they're only sitting on a very small amount of stock that they have to sell. That is a much better situation to be in than sitting on an abundance where you have to then discount it down the road. So I do think like I don't think they're complete BS, but I do think they're kind of gatekeeping their inventory with the waitlist tactic. And they're also using, like DLO said, where you're like, oh, like they're using FOMO tactics in some ways, but that's a part of their marketing. I agree with kind of both of the points you guys made, but I don't think it's complete. Like, I don't think it's a complete BS thing. They just don't want to get themselves into a hole with a bunch of other figures. So they're limiting the amount that they're bringing in. That's what I think. And these are all available everywhere else. So I think Sideshow, just as a distributor and as a company, is limiting the amount they're bringing in, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to be available elsewhere, that they're limited in any capacity. It's just that Sideshow has to do that as a business. They can't just be sitting and losing money on all this stock that they bought. Yeah.
Very well
Sorry,
said.
went over 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was a little bit over, but
that's my take on
it. It is what it is. So we have one left. Do you guys want to save it for next week, or do you want to whip it out quick?
Let's just whip it out, man.
Whip it out quick,
You're here,
man.
might as well.
All right. Man, we still got some people watching, so we'll do this. So this one is no soups for you. And the statement is, the InArt Superman is overpriced for what you get. Anybody want to go?
What is the official price? What's the exact price?
$3.99.
Yeah, 400 shipped.
Yeah, about 400. Yeah, 400 is shipped.
Sneaker, you go.
I don't think it's overpriced for what you get. Also, I don't think it's overpriced considering you're getting this shipped from overseas, which is expensive as hell to get done. Especially like 1/6 kit. he usually ships it really fast, and I know it's not cheap to ship. Like he's lost out on shipping. I know InArt, like the 2-pack Joker, he had to up his price a little bit because I'm pretty sure he got burned on the shipping cost because the box was so big. So I don't think when you compare it to something that Sideshow is shipping out, I don't know what the price of their Superman was. I don't really think like it's probably pretty comparable.
Justice League was $245.
$245.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a lot less.
But
So you're looking at what, like
ago.
3 or
so
4 years ago.
so you're
3
looking
years
at
ago.
yeah, okay, 3 years ago. So what would that be now? Probably 285.
Yeah.
No, it'd be more than
Now-
that.
You think
Right,
330?
I bet
I'd
you'd be
say probably around
335.
Keep in mind, I'm just going to cut you off, I guess. The reason why I think this is not an overreaction, you get a wired cape. How much does that cost you to get from a customizer? $80?
Yeah.
You
Give or
get a
take, right?
second head sculpt, another 40, 50. So I think
With the
this is an
with the
overreaction.
rooted bang. With
Right.
the rooted bang. Don't
Yeah,
forget that.
Yeah,
It's an
that
extra 100 right there, easily.
$100. So I think when you compare
this
it,
is an overreaction.
yeah. So if you're saying that Superman in this market, like that was released by Hot Toys, would be around like 325, 330. This is definitely not overpriced. Yeah,
Not at all.
this is
Even if you're being cautious at 3.
in our
'Cause that came
Superman is
with nothing.
overpriced.
It
Yeah,
came
this
with
isn't an
hands.
overreaction. It's not overpriced.
I mean, if you are pitting it against the Justice League Hot Toys, you're getting the spear, the kryptonite spear, the kryptonite chunk. You're getting the bat cowl with the hand. You're getting the second cape, the second head sculpt. Is there anything else?
photographs. The
Weird
photographs.
photographs.
Really weird.
Yeah, so,
Oh, the
so
base is-
245 3 or 4 years ago would have been about 300 shipped almost.
I think
so-
it's a fair price.
Well, keep that in mind. That wasn't shipped, either. So
Yeah.
you tack on another
Yeah.
20, $25.
Right.
In today's market, I feel like it's a fair price considering that's what Hot Toys would probably be around, relatively similar. I wouldn't say you're grossly overpaying by any means for this.
Brick, D'Lo, do you guys think this is an overreaction or not?
I
I think
agree.
D'Lo's going to say this is an overreaction. This is
Not an
not an
overreaction.
overreaction. I'm reading his face.
We'll see. Brick, what do you say?
I agree. I agree with Sneaker 100%. I have my other issues with the figure, but with what you get, I think it's a perfect deal.
You keep saying that. What are your issues with the figure? I never follow up and ask you what it is.
The
What are your
bang,
problems
the
with it?
bang is really dumb. I'm not a fan of that. That's why I
He doesn't
laughed
like
on,
that
on
itself.
Sneak. It's dumb. I'm not a fan of and I've talked about this with you guys. The hand with the cowl. I would rather the cowl be separate. But you guys made good points. Like it fits perfectly. It would it was just a weird look when I first saw it. I do think the suit looks, and it could be the lighting, but I do think the suit looks slimy. It just looks weird. I know slimy is a weird word, but it looks almost scaly, like it's Aquaman or something. There's just something off about it. I think the two head sculpts look great other than the bang, but I don't like the zipper. I don't think a lot of people like that. I think that's gonna cause issues over time. And but yeah, for all of that, those issues, that's where my complaints are. Not with what you get. So
Would you overlook it if the price was lower? Those concerns you have?
I honestly,
He's baiting you.
yeah,
Be careful.
I'm honest. I'm
Papa Graham. for the rest
Any
of the
price,
man.
a low enough price will change anyone's mind. Keep that in mind.
yeah. I mean,
You don't have to answer the question.
another
Rick.
but another
It's
problem.
more than-
I
But
object.
another problem
I
with me
object.
too. But another problem with
He doesn't
me
have to
too
answer
is our figures like Superman. This Superman specifically, I do think we'll get a Superman from Hot Toys eventually. Whether it's probably not going to be anytime soon, but I think within a couple years we'll get one announced. Don't take my word for that, but that's just a feeling. And when you have a feeling like that, I don't want to rush to get this InArt one when I have those issues with it. You know what I'm saying? So if I have those issues with it, then why don't I just wait to spend the $400 with Hot Toys in a couple years if I have that feeling? So
No, I think go with your gut. I think that's the important thing to take away from that. There, not every figure has to be bought. Sometimes patience does pay off. So, absolutely, that's a great answer. Yeah, good job. Appreciate
Good
that.
job.
Good
Oh,
for
thank
you, man.
wow,
Yeah.
thank you.
Our
No.
bricks are just growing up between our
Well,
eyes
thanks,
here.
D'Lo.
Papa
I'm learning a
Graham
lot
has
from
to-
you guys.
D'Lo, appreciate
Yeah,
that,
just
D'Lo.
Papa Graham. it's more.
Obviously,
more
I'd love it to be
Graham up
$50
there
cheaper
because he's like,
too,
don't
but-
do it. He's baby. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Let him. Let him answer.
It's okay. He'll build you up now. It's okay.
Now they broke
I
it
feel like
down.
I've jaded poor Sneaker. I don't know what he has this weird thing. Where
I just got to keep my guard
so
up, man.
mad at me.
You never know when you're gonna strike. After last week, Overreaction Wednesday, I don't know what to think
I
anymore.
still stand by that to this day.
When
So
we
you
agreed with each other, but you
We
yelled
don't.
at me.
We
Done with you yet? Wait, we agree.
Uh,
Oh, that was funny. I still stand by that though.
okay.
Don't rile me up there, Sneaker.
Uh,
But no, I think great. That was a really good answer by Brick there. I think it is not an overreaction. I do think it's overpriced. As much as people think it's a good price, there's not much variation here. So remind me again, Graham, you said it was like $250 for the Superman from Hot Toys, give or take there.
Justice.
We're talking about the Justice League one, the blue suit one.
but
Yep.
that was like
Like
3 or 4 years ago.
Right. Of course, obviously that
Actually,
number-
I mean, if you
that
want to
could have
talk about
changed.
when it was announced, you're looking at 4 to 5 years ago.
Yeah, what was it, like
It was
2017
released
or something like
in
that?
2020.
So it would be like a $300+ probably. You're saying now.
Right. So let's dive into it there. Let's change this for inflation. Let's say it's $300 right now. Okay. So for $300, that figure comes with hands. That figure comes with 2 head
The base.
sculpts. Correct, right? In the base. Right?
Oh yeah, it does come with 2 head sculpts. Yeah.
That's right. You got the
No
lighting
mistake.
one feature, the same one that we're getting from InArt, right? So what we really have here, as far as the difference is concerned, we have a difference of an extra set of hands to hold a Batman cowl, and we have the Kryptonite spear. Essentially, that's
Okay.
And
all right, and a
photos.
spare cape there, right?
And you have a different posability design with the pole
Right,
going
and
in the
also
back.
full disclosure here, if you guys don't already know this here, it does not cost $75, $85 or what the customizers to charge you for your cape. If they did that, they would never make the capes. So it's probably a $5 cape. Don't want to hurt anybody's feelings with that there, but that's realistically what the value is. So probably something like that to them. Okay, so we have an extra cape. We have a spear. And I don't know who will ever really truly use that accessory for Superman, but if you get bored, you can use it for a little bit. And a Batman
It's gonna go
cowl.
good with the Batman.
What's that?
It's gonna
That's
go
true.
good with the BVS Batman that comes out.
Yeah.
Cool,
That was
another figure to buy.
yes,
Good
Batman.
job. Get some more expensive the more we talk about this figure.
Maybe that's why they included it with him.
Sure.
Good point.
But yeah, so you put that into what a hot toy would potentially cost with the same exact accessories here. You put in that perspective, and that's the way I'm like, I'm going to compare figures that both companies make against each other. I think that's the only fair way to look at it there. So if you add in the cape and include a spear, a kryptonite spear, which they already have, they've made it, like you said, for the hot toy, then realistically, that figure would probably top out at most probably $350. Probably would be at $350 for that figure there.
Before
Now-
shipping?
I was just gonna say tax and shipping. Obviously, that'll add to the number there, but realistically, it would probably be a $350 figure at that point there. So now, again, we don't have set pricing on this here because I know Kit's doing it for $399 all in. Shout out to Kit, always great to collectors here. He's super good with that kind of stuff. So, but there's other companies that are charging more for this here, and
I've also seen like 385, 380
I've
from
seen
some
a
other
little bit
resellers.
less.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pop Culture again for hooking that up. But I'm sorry, that's right. I can't help it. It's a good deal. But yeah, so you got others. I've seen others that are going in the force as well too. Nobody has a set number,
Yeah.
right? But if it was coming from Sideshow and then to all the other authorized retailers, you're going to get a fixed number with that there. So I'd say 350 would probably be where it should be for something like that there, just because there's not much variation. You're really paying for the fact that it's InArt and they're claiming that it's better, because it's really that's all it is here. I mean, if Hot Toys were to make that same figure today, which they might, you never know, right? Then chances are, if it came today, it would probably be a $350 figure at that point there. So you're talking really a couple dollar difference. And that would be a totally different conversation. People would wonder if this is even worth getting for that price, right? If you put in comparison between the two exactly together. So is the InArt Superman overpriced? I think it is. I think it is not by a lot. It's not dramatic. It certainly isn't like a $500 Gandalf or anything crazier that we've seen or are going to see from InArt. But I think for a figure like Superman that really you can't really put too much with them. They were definitely trying their hardest to give you more value for it there. It does seem a little overpriced. Some other ones that they put out, maybe I can say, okay, that one makes sense. It has this amazing diorama based on it, but it really doesn't. It has it's probably one of the most basic bases we've had so far. It's got a sketchy flight pole that Brick has a great point. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that open up suit thing either. Head sculpts look like they're coming along pretty good. The suit, again, I agree with Brick. I think it can use a little tweaking. Look, definitely slimy. I don't know about slimy. It's definitely shiny, but not in the best kind of ways, not in the flattering kind of ways. But if it comes out and they do a great job in it there, I still don't think it's a $400 figure. Not a Superman.
And instead of slimy, does wet sound better? No, never mind.
So, Dilo, what would you say is a good price? What would
say
you say
that one
is a
time.
good,
What does it sound like to you?
what do you think is a good shipped price
Oh,
for this
Brooks has
figure,
got a
then?
question. Wait, what was that again? It's what?
Moist. There we go.
It's moist. That's what you said before. You sick bastard.
Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, either way, whatever synonym you want to use, I'll go with it. There, it definitely needs a little bit of tweaking for sure. But yeah, it's a little.
So let's say they tweak it. Let's say they tweak it and they fix your issues, because they're probably going to make maybe some potential incremental adjustments here before it releases. Say like they fix a couple of those things. What's a fair? What do you think this should be at? Considering, remember, you got to consider this is shipping from overseas, which is not like you're looking at $30 to $40 depending on how fast, maybe even a little bit more depending on how fast somebody's shipping something.
Thank you, sir.
So what would you what would you say is a fair shipped price considering this is shipping from overseas?
Well, here's the thing. I don't care where it's shipping from. That's not my problem. That's theirs.
But you have to take that price into account for an overseas reseller when they're shipping it to America. It's 40.
I'm going to quote the great.
Not my problem.
Like Pop Culture is like $40
To
for
quote
Express
the great Tobey
International.
Maguire, I fail to see where that's my problem.
But it's you have to factor that into the cost for a business. You can't just be like, oh, that's a business's problem. They need to give me a cheaper price, even though that's what they're paying. That doesn't equate.
Welcome to being a consumer.
I'm being the devil's advocate, because that is a difference between sideshow shipping.
No, I totally hear you. I get where you're going. Just like I'm not making fun or anything like that, but it's just like the thing is, I'm a collector, dude. I'm not paid to have those kinds of thoughts in my head. I'm thinking about me and my price. Okay. And if I have a price in my head where I think it should be, then yeah, 350 is where I'm still landing on with this.
350 shipped.
Why not? I want it there. No tax either. The hell with that. So 350. I want it. That's what I want.
Now we're just making shit up here.
Thing to say.
Yeah, why not? Whatever. Look, all I'm saying is here, I get it where people can justify it there, but for me personally, I would prefer to be a little less just because of Superman. Superman, as much as you want to dress it up with all these things, no one realistically is going to use the majority of what they're giving you extra. They're trying to pad it to justify the price. And that's the very reason why it's at $400 and not a $500 figure, because there's no way now. If you had it the same price as Gandalf, right, would you buy that figure? That's Superman. No. They made all those adjustments there.
This was pretty much the extent of what I would go.
This right here, $400, it's not a number of so much as like what it's worth, but this is the maximum they think they can charge for this here.
I'm pretending shipping's $100.
There's a difference with that there. So, I mean, if they put in this much stuff into it here, this is why they want to maximize how much they earn out of this. Because like I said before, listen, you pay a customizer to make you a wired cape, they're not losing $85 making your cape. They're probably pocketing 80 out of that 85 they're charging, or whatever the number is. I don't know. So for them to throw in an extra cape, it's nothing to them at the end of the day. If they can get their number what they want to get out of it, it's all profit margins at the end of the day. And that's all they're looking for. So Hot Toys, different story. They're just, for some reason, they're weird about that. They're just cheap, I guess. But at the end of the day,
do you think the cape really has that big of an impact on the price, though?
Typical. Yeah.
I don't know if the cape really has
Easy
necessarily
for
a
the
huge.
big brader to say.
I don't know if it has necessarily a huge
take a
impact
train.
on the price. Like the cape is just the same cape. They're just throwing a wire into it.
I don't
know
know
if that
the
necessarily has a big
dynamics of it
increase
there.
on the
I'm just simply
price.
saying, like, it just, like
I'm just looking at it if I had to buy.
If you had to buy a
custom
separate,
cape,
if I had to buy it separate, obviously
So
I'm
it's
paying
nice
market
that it's-
price for it
yeah,
there.
which it's nice that it's included.
I'm
But
trying to
that's
just
the point there.
justify
That's-
it.
it's
myself.
how to
I think
justify the
I think
price
it's
there.
their best price figure yet. I mean, you look at Harry Potter, and that's extremely expensive compared to
I don't know.
Superman.
I'll
Isn't
say
the Batman only
Joker-
$350?
I
mean,
think Joker
yeah,
is still better.
Sculpted
honest.
Joker wasn't Sculpted Joker, wasn't it like 350 shipped?
Yeah.
350 shit. That's what I got mine for.
That's
So,
a
I mean,
pretty
isn't the
good
Batman
price.
like 350 as well?
Yeah,
For
for as much
the-
crap as I give that figure, hey, listen, that thing came
I
with
think the
tons of
Batman's. No, I
accessories,
think the Batman's.
tons of weapons, die
Oh,
cast
the Batman
stuff.
was
I mean,
closer to 4
that-
I remember
It
that.
could be.
380. The Batman.
But it is on one of the cheaper ends, probably because you're only getting the rooted bang.
I guess
Like
I've
the
just been
whole
looking at like the
sculpt.
Lord of the Rings stuff and Harry Potter stuff lately, so I'm like, what the hell?
I think the other. I think
that's
the
what it
main.
is. I feel like you guys are looking at it like it's a bargain by comparison to what other stuff they have there.
Yeah. I think the big thing that's raising the price is the alternate head sculpt. I think that's probably the big factor, honestly, because like the Joker, when you look at it, if you look at the sculpted Joker for 350, and then this one is not that much more to get an alternate head sculpt, which is an awesome head sculpt that obviously has a lot of detailing. Like that's not that big of a price difference to get a second look for a figure. You know what I mean? The Joker just has the one when it comes to sculpted that you're paying 350. So if you put it when you're getting an extra head for maybe a potentially an additional 40 to 50 bucks compared to the Joker figure, which also I would argue doesn't come with like tons and tons of accessories necessarily that you're going to use them all at once. You know what I mean? Like there's always going to be something you leave in the box essentially for the not for everything obviously, but you're always going to like not display it with everything for the most part. So I guess it's just however you want to compare it, how they've done their figures.
I mean, I don't think it's grossly, like I said, I don't think it's grossly overpriced. I think they maximize what they think they can get for it there, and you know that's on them. That's but do I as a collector have to choose to pay that price? I'm gonna try to get the price that I'm comfortable with, which I found. So I'm good with that there. So shout out to me, still winning over here, regardless.
Shout out to me.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, I just feel like it's my own personal feeling. Is just I feel like I'm disappointed by InArt, not because of the quality. I think their quality is phenomenal. I was looking for an alternative to Hot Toys, but not an alternative that was going to be higher. I was hoping for it to be less, because the problem is Hot Toys are becoming, in my opinion, grossly over expensive for what you're getting from them compared to what they've been over time. And they've always gone up, don't get me wrong. But when I came in, figures were about 180, right? So where we are now, figures are around 285, right? So it's a big jump since I've been here. So, and the more and more they do that, the more it's going to price a lot of collectors out. And I was hoping InArt would be the alternative, being the new guy trying to undercut them. They didn't. Now they're more expensive, and now Hot Toys wants to charge you more.
They're more premium.
Not
They're
what
driving
I
Hot
wanted
Toys
there
prices
to be.
up.
Right? They didn't want that to be there. Hello. Did this just drop right now?
This just dropped thanks to Jazzy in the comments. I cannot believe they're giving us this figure.
For the lowest box office outside of Blue Beetle.
Thank you,
Gotta give
Jazzy.
Rick a little bit
Can
of
we
hope.
get a freaking Blue Beetle? Gosh.
I gotta go let my dog go to the bathroom. If you guys want to talk about this,
Sure. Let us talk.
Wow.
what picture should I sell?
Haven't seen
Let
the
me just
movie yet,
go-
so you guys can go. I plan on watching it probably tomorrow.
Here, I'll go right here and I'll be right
So,
back.
so without giving you a spoiler, just so you understand what the suit is, this is a classic Batman suit, and they basically spray painted to put the Flash logo on there, sneaker. So if you see that Batman kind of emblem
Oh,
behind
that's right.
that,
Yeah, it looks like a
kinda
bat.
cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can tell it's a Batman suit.
yeah. So this is Barry Allen from the other dimension, basically, that the Flash goes and sees, and yeah, it looks pretty good.
Can't believe Graham. I'm with Graham. I can't believe they're actually going through.
I
with
know.
this figure. I mean, I want it. Don't get me wrong. I freaking want this thing here, but I don't know if anybody else is going to be with me on this one and getting this. I think I might be the only person that gets this thing.
It's tempting. It's very tempting. I'm really digging the way they did the suit with the head sculpt there, and then they
I
used the
thought this
action
was
pose here.
really fun.
Yeah, this looks pretty good.
God, but Ezra Miller's such a creepy looking dude. That head sculpt, I would never use.
Look at that! Look at that base though. It's got the bat signal or the bat
yeah.
emblem and the Flash.
That's a nice
I like
touch
that.
there.
And it looks like it lights up. Or
I
am
like that he has the cut on his face there. That's cool.
dude. Yeah, looks deep.
And it looks like there's multiple faceplates. You see that there? It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 faceplates with this one here. Look at that.
The thing is, oh yeah, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I would never use the that head sculpt, but I'm glad they came with different faceplates because I was like, wait, this is the only two you get. So now I'm definitely tempted with those.
What would make you want this over like the main one that's in the movie though?
You'd have to get
like
the main one too.
If you had to pick one, like you'd have to get both.
I feel like
if I had to
this would
pick
be a
one,
pass. Yeah.
Say that again, D-Lo.
I would have to pass on this one if I can only get one.
And
I need the main suit.
Get the main one. Yeah, the main suit.
Yep.
I was gonna say
I would rather get the main suit and Supergirl over this, but this is a fine add to the line.
Yeah, this is cool, but like, I mean, knowing what I know about the Flash character, I'd just want the main suit.
Sure.
You know, I haven't seen the movie, but
that. I mean, you got to be a diehard DC guy. And
yeah,
we don't get much, so I mean, we'll take what we can get.
To get two Flashes, I feel like would be just not something I'd be interested in, but
right.
You guys can probably speak more to that, knowing more about it.
This gives me hope. Blue Beetle. 100% gives me hope.
That would be badass. Blue Beetle was underrated.
Blue Beetle's confirmed. Blue Beetle's confirmed to return for the new DC. Oh, they'll probably make one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's gonna be staying, they'll probably make one.
So
I would
think.
It
was a good movie. The last.
No one saw it though, dude. No one saw it.
I need to watch it.
It just sucks. Like no one saw this either, and like they're fun movies, you know.
Yeah, I mean this was a fun movie, but you know, the more you watch it, the more you kind of see more things with that there. But overall, I mean, it's still a movie that's rewatchable. I'll watch this over, you know, Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. You know what I mean? I'd rather turn off my brain and just watch this. And
even though the Joker was a better movie.
Absolutely, 100%.
But this is more rewatchable because it's more lighthearted and fun.
It's harder to rewatch like serious tone, like movies with those types of tones in it, obviously.
For sure.
Oh, dude, I kind of want this figure.
Some people think
I'm not going to pre-order it though
all the time, but like no one's sitting down to watch it every weekend.
Yeah.
You know? This is so. I mean, I don't like Ezra Miller personally, but I mean that head sculpt, I will give credit where credit's due. That is
it's really good.
On point there. That is scary.
They should have done rooted. Just kidding.
Oh, Grammy's back.
Yeah, my dog pissed on the rug, so I had to clean that up.
Oh.
But anyway,
I hate that.
Yeah,
what
I'm
do you
gonna pass
think,
on
Graham?
this. I'm gonna pass. I didn't even pre-order the original one, so I know I overheard you guys saying like definitely don't need two.
Yeah, I was asking like what one would you pick up if you were only to get one? It sounds.
I think the other one looks really sharp.
Suit. Yeah,
I love the suit. Sorry about that, DLO.
Very good, dude.
Does
I like the head sculpt better, the suit better.
Does his main suit? Sorry, can I ask a question, Graham? Does the main like his main suit that he wears in the movie? How is that different than the one that he wears in Justice League?
Oh, a lot different. It's seamless. It's brighter colored.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did they do a Justice League Flash figure?
They did.
They did. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his new suit is more in line with like the comics.
Gotcha. I was just curious for my own DC
this is really cool,
desires.
I don't know. I don't see it. I see it sitting or just very low batch number.
Well, it's DC, so it's always going to be low batch. I mean, they don't really go hardcore in DC unless it's Batman. So something like this, character like this, again, very odd. I mean, I'm happy it's coming out because I'll pick it up. But I just don't, like I was saying to the guys before, I think I might be the only person that picks this one up, if I'm being honest. So I would understand if no one else picks this up here. But I'm a DC guy first and foremost. So anything DC I can get my hands on, I'm going to try to get it first. It goes up the list just like that for me. So
this
like
faceplate is amazing.
I was just saying there's four. There's four in total.
Teeth, everything. The cut looks deep. A lot of.
I don't like this head sculpt. The hair, I don't know. It's just I'd have it fully masked.
It's a different looking fella, but the head sculpt looks amazing. I think.
Yeah, there's no way I would display with how the hair looks.
Yeah, this I would do it just like that with the bloody lip and everything there.
I would do the run like as he's getting ready to go.
Yeah,
right there.
Sure. I'd use that bloody face. I mean, that's a battle damage figure right there. Is what it really is at the end of the day. Damn, that looks good though, man. That looks sick. That's like taken right out of the movie. They use the same CGI and everything for the photos.
So guys,
Speaking
if
of
we,
sitting on the
Take a
rug,
if if we do get a Blue Beetle, do you think that's diecast?
No,
No.
no.
Damn. Yeah, it costs a lot of money to do.
Yeah, Cyborg isn't going to be die-cast. You're not gonna get
Blue Beetle probably wouldn't
Oh,
sell
yeah,
if it
that's
was
true.
die
You're
cast
right
because
about
it's so much
Cyborg.
more money.
Yeah, you're
It'd
right.
be hard for people to buy a $400 Blue Beetle.
Well, then I'll just
It's-
hold on hope with the diecast.
Actually, it probably would be more because that comic Iron Man was almost $400.
Right.
$395 or
word,
whatever.
you said the
Like,
magic word Iron Man or magic
that's
two
true.
words.
That's true.
so
Comes at a
D'Lo-
higher premium.
you're getting both Flash figures?
I'm getting both. Yeah.
Which one do you have a preference for? Just the original or this?
Well, that's the thing though. Like, I feel like
Had
it's
to pick
a
one.
weird trap, right? Because if you don't get the normal suit, like, which is kind of the definitive one, you're kind of missing out still. But
Yeah.
which one am I more like impressed by? I'm more impressed by this suit here instead.
It's almost like
So-
a battle damaged version too. You
I
know,
was just
like-
saying, right, with the cutter, it totally can pass for a battle damage suit there. So, but here's the thing. I can't get it in opposite order. I can't get this one first and not get the other one. Like, it feels like
Right.
I would feel like I'm missing out on the other suit if I go with this one first. And I feel like even though I have it in hand, I'd want to go back and pick up that suit anyways. I feel like if I went the other way and got the red suit and I decided, you know what, one is good enough, I feel better if I had the other one and drop this one here. But same time, I want this one more. So I'm stuck. I'm buying two figures. Shit, fuck me.
Are you getting a Batman Modern suit as well?
That one's debatable because I really don't like it. I hate it with a passion.
DC.
It is DC. It is.
Are you going to get
Batman.
the 89 then? Or you already have an 89?
Oh yeah,
version?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna get the 2.89, and I'm definitely gonna get the Batman Keaton from this line as well too. But the Ben Affleck one, that one is
Oh, yeah.
that
one's
one's
trash.
tough.
Yeah.
That one's tough for me because that's a shitty suit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I might pick it up anyways. DC.
Was that on Facebook or Instagram? Must be slower because I've been.
Yeah, IG gets
Yeah,
a
it's
sec-
on Facebook.
Okay.
Facebook goes first there.
So
90.
sneaks.
Oh,
Let
this
me
is,
get to
this is the other one. Sorry.
This is the other one.
Same head, makes sense. Same guy.
So this is the from the Flash movie.
Oh yeah, this suit looks
I
way
like that
different than
analysis.
Justice League.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch this movie tomorrow. I
Hey,
should
man.
watch it, right?
it's good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Just don't expect much from the CGI.
Yeah, have fun
not a
watching
good-
it.
That's not a good sign to say in this day and age.
Yeah.
Don't expect much. Is it worse than Wonder Woman 1984 CGI?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh no.
You also-
Oh, that is not
but-
good.
But the
it's
story,
fine.
story is
Oh.
100
movie
times.
is better though.
Oh, that's rough. Considering how it was when she was flying next to that, what is it, the train or whatever? I forget. Oh
Wait until you
man.
see babies falling.
You know it's bad when a scene sticks in your head because the CGI was so bad. I can visualize it right
Yeah.
now with her
Oh,
flying
Flash.
in it. Okay.
Yeah,
I think if I got this, this would be the look, the full-on cowl and everything.
for sure. I want the
Yeah.
bloody look. That's what I'm.
This
would
looks
definitely
dope.
there.
Oh yeah, that's right. They cut the ears off too of the cow.
If this goes on discount eventually, then I'd consider it, but I won't rush.
Yeah, this is
Taking
one
a
I'm not
page
gonna
from
rush
D'Lo.
through. I'm gonna pull a D'Lo on this one and hope for the best.
They named it after me. I love it.
What do you guys think about this?
right.
Like Hot Toys just randomly announcing this all of a sudden.
It's
Do you
weird.
guys have thoughts
And
on
it's
this?
just-
as a
it's
real
just
weird
how
as an
Hot
announcement?
Toys does everything.
On
Mhm.
Shen, Balin, everything gives me hope.
Typical status quo Hot Toys announcement.
Ahsoka wrapped up. You're gonna get a Flash tonight.
So another thing
Yeah.
is how long ago did the Flash come out?
Over the
It
summer,
was,
right?
It was July.
July, August, September. So we're 3 months out.
No, it was
So
in June. It was in June, I think.
June.
It was came out on
Yeah.
digital already in July. Yes. Yeah.
So this is
Right.
what's going to happen with the Ahsoka figures. It's going to be like 4 months down
Yeah.
the road, and we're
Pretty
gonna
much randomly.
Yep.
after Christmas is when we're going to get like
One for a
bunch
movie
of
that
Ahsoka
bombed so
reveals.
hard, we
This
thought
was
they
your
were
birthday,
done.
right, Graham?
But-
Didn't we see this on your birthday?
Well, the
Yeah,
thing
right
was,
around there. Yeah.
I would have liked
So
to see a
mid-June.
General Zod again. Like I would have picked up a General Zod if they did a 2.0 of him.
Yeah. Collection
Yeah.
Obsession was wondering about that.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Good to have more DC stuff. Flash, different from Batman, but
Whatever
I don't know if
happened
it's
to that
needed
freaking
for me.
armory that they showed? Do you remember that preview
That
for
ain't
like all the
coming.
Keaton suits?
Yeah, it's not coming.
Oh yeah.
What we need is the Bat computers from '89.
You
So I
say
can
that
put them
every
right
time
down
we
with
bring up a
my
Keaton
Batmobile.
One day it'll
One day.
happen.
One day we'll get it. Yeah. So one day it'll be announced, and then a year and a half after that we'll get it. So
Damn it. I don't know if I want to watch
Nice,
this because
though.
then I'm gonna
We were
want the
actually
figures.
on live when a figure dropped, which never happens for us.
yeah, I
Right
wanted to be in bed
after-
by 11 o'clock, and here we are 11:20, and we're still
3 hours.
still rolling.
Grandpa
but
Graham
that's
needs
cool.
a sleepy sleep or he gets cranky.
Hey, and when you gotta drive an hour and 40 minutes, it's tough to stay
Oh.
awake.
So sorry. Calling from the East Coast, feeling so sad for you.
Yeah, so never expected this Flash. This came way out of left field.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to Hot
Yeah.
Toys.
Yeah, that's how they do it. Like they got the Batman, the modern suit, if you will, the Flash suit. They got that out right away. They got the Flash out right away,
Mm-hmm.
and then the movie
Supergirl.
tanked, and we're like, yeah, and Supergirl, and then the movie tanks, and we're like, okay, don't expect anything else. We saw this at the event. They're not going to make this. And
They
then
just might be all in though, man, because the thing was like Supergirl was announced after the box office numbers came back bad. Like they announced Keaton, Affleck, Ezra's original Flash right away. And then the movie showed up and then they did terrible at the box office. So getting Supergirl was like a big deal. So I thought for sure after Supergirl we were done after how bad that movie performed. So
And this makes sense because you have a lot of the
Interesting.
parts.
yeah.
So a lot of the molded pieces. So I mean, it does
A lot of
make sense.
Plates though.
Yeah, I guess it's true. I mean, it's not that. I mean, you already got the face sculpt for Ezra. You already got the suit pieces for Keaton before. I mean, a couple elbow pads. It's not too hard. So yeah, maybe this was just an easy figure for them to make. I don't know.
Well, hopefully they update the Supergirl head sculpt now.
I mean, that got a lot of media attention. So I hope they come back with something on that there. If they
Yeah, that was on IGN.
They don't.
that
if
was
they
an
don't update
IGN
that,
man,
they don't
IGN
update
never
that
covers
one.
any of that kind of stuff. Can you
Totally
imagine
beef.
this whole
It's beefed.
thing happens, but then when they announce her, she's still the same anyway? Kind of a big middle finger. It's
Oh
like,
yeah. Right.
They
Screw
have,
your
to
news.
they have to change that figure.
So okay, so this one's 290,
Mhm.
and we also have basically 2 head sculpts, face plates, same base. What do you guys think price will be on this one?
285, 290.
Yeah, I'd say under. I'd take the under on that there. No way it's above the original suit. No way.
Yeah.
I'd say 275.
285.
I,
285 seems to
I'd
be,
be
like
more in line
the
with
standard now
285
with some of these. I feel like.
because you are still getting a different head sculpt. Well, it's kind of the same, but just different hair.
Yeah, I made that analysis earlier. It's just the same guy. Fun spoiler alert. So
But you're also getting different face plates, and
it's different hair.
I think it's about the
know
same
that,
price.
DLO. Well, we got Low Key Collector in the house. He showed up a little bit earlier. 7-hour drive to Sacramento right now. 2.5 left to go. Shake my damn head. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for
All with
listening
that, man.
while you're driving. Be
Nice.
safe out there on the road. And yeah, Eddie says, good show. You guys are always super chill. Hey, that's what we try to strive for, is just hanging out with you guys, being super chill and just talking figures. That's what it's all about.
Kind of have that bar lounge vibe about us here. We're just
Right.
Heck yeah.
talking figures, just chilling.
Anything else you guys want to add on this before we kind of clock out?
I won't pre-order it. Just in
Yeah.
case anybody was wondering.
The base is probably one of my favorite things about it. I love that. You got
Yeah,
the
those are
Batman.
cool bases for this line.
That is cool.
Cool.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So we'll see. Hopefully this one gets, on Sideshow tomorrow, like a normal release would, or announcement, I should say. They've been taking a little bit longer on some of these figures, but so maybe it'll be up tomorrow. We'll be able to see what the price is and kind of go from there. But yeah, if you guys don't have anything else, I think I'm going to end this. Be sure to find each one of these gentlemen on Instagram and on YouTube. You can see the links in the description below. Really good guys. Otherwise, I wouldn't stream with them every week. But always fun as usual. So make sure you're supporting them as you guys support me. And just a reminder, we are going to do a Halloween special on Halloween night, which is a Tuesday. So Wolfpack Tuesday on that week. So mark your calendars for that one. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're planning that one out already. And outside of that, I think that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for being here on the panel. Thank you guys for watching. And sleep safe. Have a great rest of the week. Until next time, stay safe out there, and we'll see you soon. Peace out and goodbye.